Stray cat strut, I'm a lady's cat. I'm a feline Casanova. Hey man, that's that. Get a shoe thrown at me from a mean old man. Get my dinner from a garbage can. Hello everyone, welcome to the Bad Game Hall of Fame. It is Meowvober, our cat themed month. We're going to be doing cat stuff all month. How are you feline?
Johnny, you really need to tell me these things in advance. I can't draw it like in 1 second for casting me.
That's not the plan?
Yeah, no,
Well, you could have told me that was the plan if that's the plan.
I thought that's... Hang on, what was the DM I got?
I think the DM was, hey, Johnny, make sure to change out of your cat costume before the show today because we're not in October anymore. But I can see how it could be misinterpreted. I can see how my choice of words there could have led to this. Yeah.
Do I still need to make a cat costume?
No, Charky, no, you don't.
No.
Not yet, anyway.
Unless you're feline in it, but otherwise, okay. Let me just get it all sorted here. Sorry about this, folks.
Yeah, well, we changed out of our costumes late too, so I guess this was to be expected.
Yeah, live production, everyone. These things happen. Whoop. There we go. But yes, welcome.
The logistics here. In canon, did you switch bags, or did you have to take your head off, or did you just wipe the makeup off of the bag?
Huh? Well, how do you do it?
All right. Fair point. Touche. You ask a stupid question, get a stupid answer, I guess.
But yes, welcome back. This is part 4 and should be finale of our Silent Hill Homecoming playthrough. A game so hellish it has bled past Halloween and infected into November, aka Halloween Part 2. But yeah, how are you, Cassie and Charky, feeling about the coming to the end of Silent Hill Homecoming here?
I feel like the plot hasn't advanced far enough to feel like we're getting to the end. It's like, boys, a lot of stuff sure is going to need to happen real quick. Like, it feels like we're just starting the second act.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that it feels like nothing's really happened so far, really, of note. There hasn't been any character development of any sort, so I'm waiting for the plot to start. And now you're telling me it's about to finish. So...
No, that's fair, that's fair. Well, we haven't finished it yet, presumably. I think it's...
How do you like it so far?
Yeah, well, that's good. No, I was going to say, something would be good to start right now, at the start of the stream, is Charky's Stream Snack.
Hey. Tonight's stream snack is we love chocolate drumstick ice cream cone, the white chocolate with fudge inside variety. Didn't cook up a stream snack because I had hamburgers for dinner and that was kind of filling. Tonight's drink is, as I reach over to get the can, Bones Coffee Company French Toast Cold Brew Latte.
Nice.
Is it not enough just to put chocolate and vanilla in coffee? I swear to God, these flavors. I mean, they're great. I'll drink them happily. They're delicious. But I feel like we're straying further from God's black light of coffee, of just plain old black coffee that gets you through the day.
I mean, it's not like black coffee's gone. But if you give me silly flavors, I will try the silly flavors. So let us have a taste of this French toast cold brew latte real quick.
I'm drinking my water. Johnny, are you still in your 2-drink arc?
Yeah, I've got my pumpkin spice latte, so I've got sachets to last me till the end of the year. Because I haven't been eating a lot of solids recently, I have a real fruit smoothie. But I forgot to check what's in this. Definitely strawberry. But I do have one snack that I'll be managing to eat. I have a Cadbury's Brunch Choc Chip breakfast bar. It's like brownie texture enough that I can get through and swallow it. I've had one before, they're very nice. So I've got
now, you know what would make it better? If Gatorade made it. I'm still in awe over those motherfuckers getting in the protein bar game for what you told me last time. Sharky,
I almost bought more when I was at the store, but they are expensive.
Yep.
So the French toast cold brew latte. So when I quit smoking, I switched to vaping, and I used to use Blue was the brand of vape I had, and I tended to like the vanilla. This tastes exactly like the vape. This just tastes like vape flavor.
That doesn't sound particularly appealing to me.
I mean,
this is a present from me to you.
No. Well, on the other hand, I was addicted to the nicotine, and this is reminding me of the nicotine in a way. So something about that is enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's probably not a flavor I'm going to come back to again. But some other day we will come back to Chucky Stream Snack.
Wait, no, hold on. I want to prolong this segment. I want to drag the segment out
okay,
longer.
go on.
You said you had cheeseburgers. Describe the cheeseburgers.
I did not have the cheeseburgers. I just did hamburgers.
Oh, sorry.
And
I defaulted cheeseburger.
And honestly, they were just homemade hamburgers. I just put ketchup and mayo, and I don't even have buns. I just have white bread.
Okay,
but
what's
I did
the biggest
have
burger you've ever had?
Well, first of all, I will say that I had some, those like fried onions that you put on like a green bean casserole.
Goddamn,
I put
right,
some of that. Biggest burger I ever had. Oh God, I honestly couldn't tell you. It might have been. It was probably. I know exactly what it was actually. It was in high school. Because you could get like a double cheeseburgers from the lunch lady. And you could only get one. Actually, you could get two if you wanted to, if you spent extra money. So me and a table of the people I hung out with all collected our money together one day, and we all bought 2 double cheeseburgers, and all like 6 of us just stacked it all up into one thing. And we're like, all right, the one chosen lamb, we have chosen to actually eat this thing. Have fun. That wasn't me. But
so you didn't eat that burger?
I had a taste. I had a taste of the burger, but someone else had the lion's share of that burger.
For me, there was a place used to be known as Cheeseburger. They had locations in multiple different states, and they had like a 50s diner aesthetic, and they would play rockabilly music. It was kind of a happening place. I kind of dug on it. Great fries there too. Anyway, they had like 2-pound burgers. They had like stunt burgers, like burgers that are, you get a T-shirt if you win, or if you eat it without puking. And I could eat a 2-pound burger without puking. By the way, they're saying I'm a bit low on the mix, so boost me like 3%, 4% on Discord for starters.
There you go.
So yeah, as I was saying, you got to click out of the there we go. So anyway, yeah, 2-pound burger. I had it with a friend of mine by the name of Ben, and some bodybuilding guy we knew from high school, and we all got the 2-pound burger. And fitness guy had no problem. I had no problem. Ben, I hate to call you out on stream, but you puked, man. You threw up, so it didn't count. And we're gonna get you back to Cheeseburger one of these days. We're gonna run that challenge again. Do-over, redemption.
And now I think that will do it. Return to Stream Snack.
Alright, well, that was a great stream snack. I was a fan of that one.
And guess what? You forgot to mute the background music. I got you. I caught you.
I forgot to do this.
You also forgot that.
No,
I was calling you out for that one.
I muted the background music.
I can hear it in my ears right now.
Well, yeah, because I turned it back on.
No, the point is to keep it. Never mind.
I've been doing that the whole time. Go from one to the other. Well, because we're past the stream sack now. Now we're back to the familiar.
It's supposed to be like a second. We're not supposed to be on the screen for more than like a couple seconds.
Yeah, but we're dragging it out. Remember?
Yeah. Which I'm dragging out now. Which is my fault. It's squarely my fault.
All right. Well, here we'll swap over to the gameplay screen here. Now, there is a game here. Get rid of that, because just before we start, I have prepared a small video. So it turns out I slightly got wrong where we are in the game. We are locked into the end path. We can't go back to the town. Any items we missed there are gone. And the item we missed is the rifle. We've been picking up rifle ammo for like the past couple of hours. Turns out we missed it.
Johnny.
It was in that graveyard. So I have a little video prepared.
Well, put us out of the way. You can duck us down so we
Yeah,
can see
yeah.
the...
Whoop. But this just shows the specifics to the puzzle and what you need to finish it. I did not feel like replaying the whole prison section to give us the rifle, so this is it.
And
But
so you're
yeah.
just gonna keep picking up rifle ammo in this playthrough to for no purpose, no benefit.
Well, it does
I'll
take up inventory space, right?
yeah, I'll enjoy it still. But yeah, there's 4 gems. They represent months of the year. You only need 2 of them. You put them in here, and that's how you get the key.
Oh my god, just put the rifle in the statue. Is this really necessary?
I get the impression from like playing the game and some of the development stuff I know that levels were built out before they had any puzzles in mind. Maybe even like the path through the level.
By the way, folk at home, is the audio level? Charky, give us a me.
Okay. This is me talking at my normal volume. Hello.
Yeah.
We're doing it live, folks.
And there it is.
There it is.
And here we can look at
Are
the
you gonna use the
description.
rifle?
Fires slowly but has longer range, greater power than a pistol. Yep. I guess at this point in the save, this is the only ammo I picked up. The main thing I noticed is I think aiming felt slightly different on this weapon. Like, I think it has like faster turning speed. But it looks real shitty to use, as you'll see in a second here. Like,
So, Johnny,
that's me comparing the
Charky is
movement
much
speeds.
louder than everyone else. The stream in general
Huh?
is about 5 decibels quieter than the other streams.
Weird. Well, there's that video. That's all the video you get. Okay, is Charky very loud?
Apparently so.
No, I like that. I guess I just like more Charky than everyone else. Alright. Get down there. That video might be quieter than the actual gameplay we'll get into. But there you go. That's the rifle we will not be getting. And yeah, it's weird to have like a key weapon like that be missable, because that's not the bonus weapon. The bonus weapons you get on the repeat playthroughs. This is where we are.
And yeah, we're still here, so Duck is out of frame again.
I'll just get us all up to date where we were. There. Where was the room?
That was Silent Hill 4.
Yeah. Maybe we can't go back. But yes, last we left off, we came to Silent Hill. We were like, what's the deal with Silent Hill anyways? We didn't know nothing about Silent Hill, so we've come to find out. And there's a cult taking people prisoner. For some reason, the cult's back. And our mum was tied up like the saw. And we had to shoot her to put her out of her misery. And all sorts going on. It's kind of... You're right, like, not much has happened. It feels like recapping is like recapping everything that's happened throughout the playthrough. But, you know, we're Alex Shepard. We're fresh out of military hospital. We're looking for our little brother. Stuff in our hometown, Shepherd's Glen, seems real messed up. Everyone's acting weird. All the kids are missing. No one knows why. Monsters are showing up, and then we keep running into the founding families, and they don't seem to be having a good time. And to rescue Josh, we have gone to Silent Hill, following the footsteps of our neglectful father, who has also come to Silent Hill to try and save the day. I think that's all the story we have, pretty much.
Give me a gunshot, too, and just make sure that it peaks where it's supposed to peak on your...
How's that?
Sound good?
Yeah.
We'll find out. We'll find out in a minute, won't we?
Yeah, like I said, that video I might have just recorded at a bad volume, but there wasn't much sound going on in there, so that's probably on me. Right, let's read this. I stand beside the holy man, monarch's fear, my wrath. None may move the way I can, ever the crooked path. Alright.
It's a bad font, by the way. Whatever font they had on screen.
The man who devised it
no one's gonna get.
does not want it. The man who brought it does not use it. The man who used it does not realize it. These are some very old school riddles, if you've ever heard these. What man loves more than life, fears more than death, or mortal strife. What poor men have, the rich require, and all contented men desire. What misers spend, and the wastrel save, and each man carries to his grave.
The McRib, now back at McDonald's.
Hell yeah! Okay, so this one I remember. Now, this one is nothing.
Uh-huh.
I'm very hungry today. I'm gonna say
this one's a coffin.
That was coffin, yeah.
I'm down to 1 meal a day currently, so I'm very hungry. So let's talk about the McRib. How do both of you feel about the McRib?
I don't know if I've ever had one. I went off McDonald's a long time ago.
Don't think I've ever had one either.
Yeah.
They're not good.
Now this
They're
one,
overrated.
This one I don't remember. But like, yeah, Silent Hill riddles, because I see I'm Headful saying I'm not really familiar with Silent Hill myself. Are these who he answered my riddle free puzzles commonplace? No. They are usually better thought out than this. They are not, you know, riddle me this Batman, let's play riddles in the dark with Gollum. They're usually a bit more.
Oh, I know what it is. I get it.
It's been a while. Let me see. Okay, I stand beside the holy man. Monarchs fear my wrath. I may move the way I can, ever the crooked path.
It's the letter P in this font that particularly fucking bugs me because they cut off.
Yes, I'm noticing R and Y and L also. Like just on like the tips, the far tips on the letters on the left and right sometimes, and the P, yeah. Weird.
They need to put like a drop shadow behind. I get they tried to do like the outline, black outline on white text, which is usually like enough, but not in this game.
Alright, well let me sort this one out. This was a coffin. I remember that. That's nothing. What are my options here? Crown. Oh. Yep. It's the pawn, right? Wait, crooked path? No, this.
Yep.
The horsey!
It's less hard when they show you that the only options are chess pieces.
Yeah. And then, of course, because remember Silent Hill 2, folks.
I thought your arm got bit off there. I thought we had a Roman holiday situation.
No.
Don't go away. I just realized what I could do. Let me put my dick in it. No!
I believe if I put the wrong solutions in, we would have lost the arm again.
Imagine a guy who gets teleported to Silent Hill for whatever reason. He gets attacked by the sexy nurses, and he's just like, well, hello, ladies. He's just totally into it. Totally into all the monster designs. You just get a monster fucker in Silent Hill.
Yeah.
And then the people pulling the strings of Silent Hill, whatever force is behind it, is just like, oh, wait, ew. No, this isn't... Kick this guy out. Let him live.
What?
Not gonna learn anything, but...
Oh, that was awkward. Oh, wait, is this the cutscene? I think it is already.
He's got a real heavy rain face going on here.
Oh, no, okay.
Thank God you're alive. I was about to go to Looney Tunes in this Roach Motel. What is it?
I was about to run off a cliff and not look down. And then look down and be like, uh-oh, there's nothing, and then fall.
Move the chat box down.
But I'm afraid I got more bad news. I found this on
Like
one of those border
48
soldiers I
pixels,
roughed
give or
up.
take.
L's name's on it.
Maybe
We
20.
gotta get out of here. Let's go, partner.
Alright, we're back with Wheeler! My old pal
Can't wait for him
Wheeler.
to get taken away again, and for us to assume he's dead again.
Oh! See how this level
Or maybe
was...
he just...
Remember this level looked less linear, and now we've been teleported to the one linear... Oh, hey, look, they gave us another save point now. That's weirdly uncharacteristic for them. They're normally very, Spaced out. There we go. This is a fake door. We can't even check that one. What? Don't put it there then. What are you doing? See, this is a real door, this one. Oh no, never mind. Do we have any real doors? Wheeler.
We're gonna have to go down the toilet.
Ah, it's like that hole, because the guy didn't fix the hole in the other place. These smoky fins, what are they?
I think we're ever going to see that guy at the repair shop again, or is his part done? His part played?
Well, I won't say anything, but if you're a fan of his weird PS2 face, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
God, where the hell are we?
I don't know, Wheeler, but we have to keep moving.
It won't budge.
What if I want to stay here? What if I'm kind of starting to dig this place a bit? Real estate's probably cheap here.
Yep. Yep, copy and paste this corridor again. Aha, our old friends. The crowning turtle enemy. Alright.
I was gonna ask.
Oh right, Wheeler's just like the goat. I forgot.
Yeah, between that and the fact that you mostly use your knife, I was going to ask, like, now without the rifle and the ability to expend that ammo, are we going to run out of pistol ammo and shotgun? I'm like, oh wait, no, Silent Hill Homecoming, you're just going to use your knife.
Yeah, it's a very melee focused game. And again, they don't really want you to use the guns because you can only hold like 2 spare mags for each. Like if you were trying to do a guns only playthrough, you would be avoiding almost every encounter that's not required.
You know, I'm sure this has come up on commentary, but man, it sure seems like this team of developers were not versed in survival horror.
No. I like their previous work, but the collective
God. How did you find me?
did not do survival horror before this.
I've got to get you out of here.
What is that? Where did you get that?
It's Elle's.
Elle, where is she? Is she okay?
I don't know. I'll find her, though. I promise. She said she took this from you. So I guess you should have it back.
This isn't mine. It belonged to Nora.
Nora?
Hey, turn on the gas!
Who? Who are they in this situation?
He'll be fine. He'll be back later.
Get out! Get out of here! I'll save Wheeler!
I can fix it.
Did she smirk at the end?
She did. I wonder why she had a little smirk at the end. A little smirky smirk.
Spit out bones. Spit out bones. Spit out a bunch of bones.
I don't have more good cartoon sound effects on hand.
Hey, it's the human centipede.
It is, but to this game's credit, it actually predates the Human Centipede movie. So they actually came up with this design first. Whoa! Okay,
Good,
I'm still in bounds. There's a chance I was not. Oh look, she's
Can't wait
glowing.
for this to be a
She's
normal enemy.
You're glowing, baby. Alright. Let me just get a track. We're doing pretty good on healing items, all things considered. I'll just use a little one.
Time to burn through all of them.
Okay, dodging apparently just doesn't work. Okay. But if you're locked on, I forget that, if you're locked on, the dodge will block. It's a mechanic the game doesn't tell you. Oh, this might be one where the knife isn't great, because it doesn't look like it interrupts her attacks.
Yeah, this one I would choose to shoot them.
Okay, I'm gonna say it. When she's like running towards you, it looks really goofy. Looks like she's doing like a samba. I don't know what the name of the
everything
dance
else looks
is.
so cool and scary. And
Oh, come see. I've talked about dodgy hitboxes on the dodgers before, and it's shit like that. Yeah, like what's the dance where you have like the fruit on your head? It looks like that to me. I'm bad with words.
Ah,
so.
the fruit head dance. Yeah, that's the one. Are you referencing Carmen Miranda?
Probably, yeah. Oh, I did that.
Great angle
real good,
on that action. I would maybe heal again.
I'm gonna see if I can take one more hit and then use the serum. Yeah, giddy up.
Of course, Resident Evil 6 would rip this game off for doing the finishing moves on bosses like this.
You might not have picked it up there, but oh, there's Josh.
Wait, Josh!
I guess he's fine. We unstrangled that boss. It was like a series of, you know, like bodies connected that were like choking each other, and we unchoked her. Wonder what that means.
Well, it probably meant nothing until like they said
Retroactively.
make this fit into the story.
Yeah, I'll say for some of the bosses, I think the bosses might be the only designs that were mostly inferred by the story. Though I'm not sure about the final boss, but we'll get to that. Like, come on, Josh.
I'm gonna say your brother sucks. Bad brother. He wants to keep running away from you. Fucking let him. This one, I'd be wiping my hands of this shit.
Lurker's head is highly susceptible to heavy attacks.
If you can catch it.
Okay, they definitely just cut a town segment out. I forgot it was just... You're just outside the church, like, instantly.
Oh, okay, sure. I didn't expect us to be here right now.
Yeah.
Josh, wait!
Yeah, that's why in my head I was like, okay, we've got one more chance to go back to the town, and I looked it up, I was like, oh no, we don't.
Johnny, I think this game might be a rush job. They might not have put their the most effort into this, or maybe they put a lot of effort in, but did not have the time or resources.
Yeah,
or,
yeah, well, like talking to the
wherewithal
devs.
or competency or
Yeah. I know, Patrick, Doody, I always mess up which it is.
Doody.
I'm sorry about that. But he's commented on stuff before, but he's mentioned how rushed this was, and you know, this was that turning point between the 6th and 7th gen where like developers and publishers hadn't quite realized rising development costs and time. So this would have been like a very tight, like around 2-hour development, around the time where development would have started to take longer than that. You know, 'cause you're not just making
2 hour. I would hope games took longer than 2 hours to develop. You mean 2 years?
Oh yeah, 2 years. Sorry. It's because in my head I was gonna say it as months first, but I was like, I probably shouldn't. All right. Surprisingly, not that weird looking inside the church. I don't know where this shadow is coming from, but you know, we're in spooky otherworld, so fair enough.
Now, the exterior needs some work, but the interior also needs some work, but in a different kind of way, in a different kind of style. You can work with this. There's original wood down.
Yeah. I've been trying to think as well about, you know, because a lot of the quote otherworld, you know, like the nightmare design in this game looks, you know, still looks a bit Silent Hill 1, very movie, but it does have some original twinge to it. Like it's a bit more factory. Like I can see a little bit of maybe the war look of it, like a World War One, like the industrial, like cold side of war.
Look behind
aesthetic.
you. Oh. No, okay. Never mind.
I was gonna say World War One, the war that Alex got back from. That's what he's a
Well, no,
veteran of.
I was gonna point out, like, cause like with the weapons you pick up, like yeah, these upgraded pistols look more modern, but if you figure like the original pistol and shotgun you pick up, that rifle, the M14, and a lot of the look of the areas, this game has a weird like post World War One or Two look. It's strange, even though it's canonically set after the previous games, and they make it clear. All right,
well, we can make out the expression on the face thanks to the camera.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this is that weird thing where sometimes you can read signs by just looking at them, and sometimes you can't. Question not your faith, but your devotion. Alright, I assume...
What if they went and made that as low texture as like every other text in the game, like on the books and stuff?
What happened? Like, what were these paintings supposed to be that they had to compress them this much?
Yeah, they had to save room for that one like clue.
Like, just cut
that
them.
one bit of text to make it legible.
Just cut them out if that's the issue. Leave them in the PC version.
No, I say make him even more compressed. JPEG artifact him. just go the whole hog. Go the whole way with it.
These gates are locked, but I don't see any means of opening them. Perhaps they're controlled from somewhere else in the church. Oh, they like the frame rate over here.
I just have to find God, and he'll open it for me.
The swing from the chandeliers above. Then do a cool stained glass puzzle.
Hell
Is
yeah.
God the manager of every church, or is he like the region manager?
Well, that's a good question. I would assume that he's like, you know, the CEO who's slacking off on the job. He's kind of just let everyone run their own business the way they choose to do so. There's no quality control anymore.
Puzzle.
Okay. I believe you're now ready to get the final photo in the game.
Oh, it's all been leading to this.
It says to go to the East Wing, which I have to assume is the only place that just opened up.
Slime says that priests are the region managers, Jesus is the C-suite, and he inherited from the Lord God. That makes sense. Catholic Church, hire us. That's we have ideas.
That. Aha! It's
At least he
noisy.
died in a church, so.
Yeah.
I think that's akin to confession, right? I think that purges you of sin, or...
Okay, that bowl in front of with the mirror there. Not that, but to your right. Me. Hashtag me.
Why is he so brewed in here?
MySpace
bathroom
photo.
really stinks.
All right, that's every photo. I no longer have to have the guide open. Hooray.
Yippee! Do keep a guide handy just in case, though.
Nope. Gone. Deleted. Forgotten. Blocked the IP address for GameFAQs on my...
Reported it to
thing.
GameFAQs maliciously to get it taken down so that no one can benefit from
Oh,
it.
bugs in my face. Wonder whose it is.
At least they found Jesus, I guess.
fucking bugs, man.
I guess if you're baptized as a baby, you don't find Jesus. Jesus found you, right?
Yeah, I guess that makes a sort of sense. Or I guess your parents found a way to. I don't know. I don't have hot riffs for. I've expended most of my biblical knowledge already.
There appears to be someone inside. Maybe they know what's going on around here.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be a totally normal conversation.
Yeah.
It has been 4 years since my last
And Tony wasn't stolen from Silent Hill 3.
I don't blame you for ignoring me, Father. I'm not even sure you can help me. I'm lost. I'm so deep beyond the reach of my faith, and I'm sinking further away.
You tried donating. How much do you tithe?
What would be the appropriate response here?
Wait, are you responding for the priest?
Yeah,
You are being the priest here, yes.
Yeah, we're doing the sacrilege.
That's fucking strange, isn't it?
Well, that happens in Silent Hill 3.
Yeah, this scene is literally stolen from Silent Hill 3.
Oh fuck yeah, you're right.
So yeah,
So Johnny, what would you choose?
Well, no, I'm leaving it to my wonderful co-hosts here.
Well, I think we're already on a bad path, aren't we, by having killed our mother?
No,
Or
no.
I mean,
having
we're
put her out of
technically
misery?
we're going for the good ending.
No, because
so.
she was gonna die either way.
Well, you know what? Let's learn the lore. What did you do?
What could you have done that was so terrible?
I took my role as a father and I turned it into a daily chore. Fed him,
I
cleaned him,
gamified it.
put him to bed. I treated the dog with more respect. And when I was given a second son, the first might as well have been a stranger sleeping in our house.
Oh, Dad, is that you? Yeah, I recognize your voice, Dad.
Who could he be talking about?
Johnny, actually, okay. At
Yeah,
what
yeah.
point does this, if any, become
I do love my son,
a
Father.
choice that
I
matters?
love both my sons.
See, at
That
least
can be
based on what I
later.
read, I think it's later, but I'm just going
The
to
way to live with
role
that was to
play
make sure my son never
Yeah.
loved me.
and go with the forgiveness route.
I had to make sure that he would never feel joy or compassion. All the things that make life worth living. You must understand.
I actually completely understand. No, say less.
And for me, and for this selfishness, I ask forgiveness.
If you truly want forgiveness, then you already have it.
Thank you, Father. And now I have something
believe
for
even
you,
son.
Father.
I don't need anything from you. What?
Now, if you go sit in the other one, a ghost priest will show up and give you grape juice.
So playing again. I don't know why Father chose to do that, but it feels weird to be like, oh, I had to make sure one of my sons had a terrible life, so I gave him a home and a house and cleaned him. And I treat the dog with more respect. Like, what did the dog? Did the dog get like annual Christmas presents and?
I mean, I'm assuming the whole idea here, now that I'm
Not going that way.
a bit more aware of what's happening in this game, is that it's like fattening the pig. It's well, we're gonna sacrifice him, so it'll be easier if he is already miserable, I guess. So they made your life a living hell, knowing full well that we're gonna have to put him down anyway.
Yeah, not sure about that logic. Oh, I've got an excerpt from a psalm. Blessed is the man who does not tread the path of the wicked, or stand in the way of sinners, or sit in the seat of mockers. Alright, well,
So don't dine in at a McDonald's in
McDonald's
Australia.
in Australia. Yep. Mm-hmm. I was trying to formulate the words at the same time. I was trying to formulate the same bit, but you got me. You beat me to it.
I wonder, is it the one item? It is.
Oh, now I can see his expression. It's nothing.
It's irrelevant. Cool. All right, you got all these cool
Pass.
commemorative plates.
All right, 5 shots.
More than enough to kill anything that moves.
Well, those things aren't really moving too much, so.
Yeah, no. They're really flummoxed by that wood. I mean, how
that
could
would have
these...
been an extremely funny thing for Solid Snake to do when he heard, like, Valar said, like, you know, more than enough to kill anything that moves. He's like, got it. Just gotta stand still and he can't shoot me.
Okay. I've got more to find, I guess, because I only have 3 plates out of 5. Look around a bit more. Oh. Where shall my wandering soul begin? How shall we all to heaven aspire? I don't know.
That's
Time.
one puzzle.
That's the riddle, right?
There we go. That's a very easily missable map, I gotta say.
Well, this thing has a very easily missable rifle, so I'm not giving them any sort of credit at this point for anything.
Are there stairs in here? Or is that just the map lying?
That's how you used to identify something awful goons back in the day. You would say, "Does your church have stairs?"
And they would reply, I am saved.
Oh, El lost the radio. I know. So I'll take that.
You know what I never had? As someone who had to go to Catholic church services for like 17 years, I never had the wine. I was never offered wine.
Oh, they did.
know,
They wouldn't give us either when I was in the Scouts. You know, the
pursuing
cracker
them.
and the wine? Yeah. Yeah, the 3 paintings form a scene of a man pursuing a mysterious woman.
Oh, I got the... Oh, go on.
Atrium tree reminds me of the one at the atrium. Of a man restrained by the roots of the tree.
Now, I got plenty of the communion wafers. In fact, I did some, like, usher work at one of my local churches, so I would bring home, like, extra wafers after the Mass sometimes. I'd be like, I'll take some of that Jesus. Bring it home, save it for later.
Christian bookstore or Christian supply store and just get those wafers by the hundreds. And the wine, too.
Yeah, but mine came, you know, blessed, because...
What is this texture supposed to be?
After the Mass. Dirt.
But it's like growing out of the bench. I thought it was supposed to be dust at first. I was like, no, right.
Someone making a little garden.
I'm imagining a charcuterie board.
Is it literally?
Where someone
just
instead of crackers, it's communion wafers, and it's like a lovely assortment of cheeses and aged meats, dried meats.
I think they would need to invent new Bible characters for the transmutation of the cheese and meats.
This aged Swiss is like Paul the Apostle.
If there's a puzzle here, I don't know what it is. I don't want to fight you. That's not fun. Ooh, look at those. Look at that full box.
My headful says,
okay.
Bible sonars have to be a thing, right? Oh, I did not personally, like, but I knew of Bible erotic role players, and like it was a friend of a friend situation where the person was like, oh yeah, they're a really cool guy. It's just that they role play as characters from the Bible fucking.
What did he do to deserve this? I don't know, dog. It's a holy war. You know, a lot of people were dying. And
Yeah, the punishment was due.
hello.
Wrong song.
Well, it's the same band. It's good enough for me.
I mean,
Word
granted,
associated in
Megadeth
here.
like made like one song, a lot.
Now there are 2 of them. Right, that's not the weapon button.
Pepperly says that's not a discussion I expected to drop in on. Welcome to the Silent Hill Homecoming playthrough. Gotta fill the air somehow.
Yeah. Also, I think just because we were talking about giant hamburgers, thank you, Magic Meows, for the Prime today. I saw it, don't worry. I was paying attention. Who says I'm not?
What are your go-to burger toppings? Did I mention I'm really fucking hungry today?
Go-to Okay. Let's say I'm going to a Five
Cheese.
Guys, right?
Burgers and fries.
Because, yeah. So let's say I'm going to Five Guys, which is one of like the only places where you specifically say what you want in your burger when you order it. I'm getting lettuce, tomato, ketchup, mayonnaise, onions, not grilled, maybe some jalapeno. And that's about it. You know, I don't want to stuff it too much.
Johnny,
Hello.
your ideal burger?
Probably, so definitely cheese. I'm probably more of a caramelized onion burger salt. And when it comes to sauces, I actually am undecided. It seems to be the mood I'm in. I'll go with like a ketchup, mayo, mustard, or other stuff. The closest to
I mean,
relish
obviously
we have
variety,
here is
yeah.
like a more tomato, like it's a bit different. It's closer to like chutney, but you get like tomato based or onion based stuff. All right, I gotta actually concentrate on this puzzle. I gotta figure it out.
All right, you do that while I talk about burgers. While I continue to talk about burgers. So, for me, you know, obviously I'm subject to. I enjoy variety, so it's not the only burger I ever get. But my preferred burger, you get smash patty. I like it thin. I like a minimum of meat on my burger. Truth be told, mozzarella cheese or American doesn't really matter too much, but some cheese on it. Okay. Slice of onion. Caramelized onion on top of that. That's fucking it.
I believe
Maybe mustard.
I believe you went through that last part a little fast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everything you did, you have one correct.
It's off then. Sacrifice. I would have thought was this.
It is not.
Is it the tree?
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, just tell me.
It is not. You know what? Keep guessing. I'll tell you when you get it right. What's sacrifice?
Okay, kneeling man, I guess.
No.
What? And what? How
Which one do you think it is?
The candle?
Nope. Which
Does
one's sacrifice?
The chalice? Then?
Yep.
Why? I'm trying to
Don't
remember
know.
where we found the chalice that signifies that. Alright. Sorrow. I assumed it was the one we found on the statue, which was the candle?
Okay, so the candle is correct, yes.
Okay. Desire.
Folk are posting their burgers, their go-to burgers in chat, by the way. So
Nice.
please continue to do that.
Is it the tree because of the
Yes.
whole apple thing? Yep.
Desire's a tree.
Okay.
Vengeance, that should be easy.
Okay. Because it's.
And then you like yes.
Oh, hey, that's the only puzzle so far that like auto completes when you've done it right. Oh, there he is.
Folks should try Goober burgers, by the way.
Oh.
Peanut butter on a burger goes hard.
What's that weird line you've got in your head, mate? I don't know how well it comes through on the stream, but you can kind of see it there. I think that's a glitch, though, because I think when we get near him, it's going to disappear. Oh, no, you can kind of see it.
I took a confession earlier.
Alex? What are you
I'm
doing?
supposed to do 10 Hail Marys, 5 Our Fathers, and 1 tie myself up to a post.
Joshua, you can't save him. You need to get out of here. Stop giving me orders, Dad. You have no idea what I'm capable of. You hate me. It's okay. I don't blame you. I don't hate you. I forgot you. A long time ago.
Yeah, sure, mate.
I never meant to hurt you, son.
I mean,
I had to make a choice. And now I'm paying for it. We all are. After all I've done, you still wear my old dog tags. That must mean something.
These are mine, Dad. I was in the army. Oh,
These are mine. I'm a soldier. Just like you wanted.
I'm a soldier. March with me.
Alex, you've been in the hospital. I know. I was wounded in battle. No. A mental hospital. Ever since the accident. No.
the accident in the military.
It's not true.
I'm proud of you, soldier.
I'm a soldier. I protect people. We had to take you there. After that night. After I gave your brother this.
Yeah, sure, take the ring. Don't untie me, you know? Priorities. No, I get it.
What is this thing? What did you do? Where's Joshua? Alex,
He's right here.
forgive me. No! No!
I think I got blood on me.
All right, well,
All right, that's my job done.
yeah, I'm clicking out
On
now.
to the next one. Got a lot of people to bisect today.
Cass, you fool! He was never in the military. What a twist! How do you feel about this twist?
What a fucking stupid, lame ass, shitty twist. What a fucking stupid story. Ugh.
How fun it was to play along with you this entire time. It's like, yeah, we're gonna get around to the whole military stuff, and Cass will be interested to see how that plays out, because I know that they thought that would be an interesting way to take the story to examine PTSD. So nope.
All right, now do you have a choice? Put your dad out of his misery.
So the choice must have been at the confessional,
Yeah,
then, right?
yeah, it must be. Yeah, I
All right, so
misremembered.
it's a good thing that you didn't
Yeah.
let us fuck around with it.
So, why, if he's ever been in
Carmen
the
says now you
military-
have two dads.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
So, and Louise
It's a split
asked,
custody situation.
"Ah, So people in chat, multiple people rightly asking, well, how comes Alex can do this? They told us he's a military guy, that's why he can fight good. He can do
I mean, I could
cool
probably do this.
charge moves. There is a massive plot point that is basically cut and based on dialogue from Dear Old Dad here, retconned out of the story. Because they say, oh, you've been in the hospital for a long time since what happened to Joshua. In the original script, the main story beats, the reason why Alex can do all this is that his father is the one who's given him military training.
Sure, that makes sense.
Because the father, like, knew all this Silent Hill shit was gonna happen, and so to prepare him for, like, hey, shit's gonna go bad, monsters are gonna come, what have you, he trained it up. Why that was cut from the final version of the game, I don't know, because now it doesn't make sense.
I mean, maybe because, like, if the whole thing was he was trying to purposefully neglect, I our guy whose name I already forgot again,
Alex.
Alex. If he was trying to purposely neglect Alex, it wouldn't make sense to be like, but I'm going to teach you how to fight.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, with that plot now non-canon, with that plot point, I'm going to invent new canon for this. It's an old boy situation. While he was in the mental hospital, he was watching a lot of TV.
Mm-hmm.
He was watching a lot of like the History Channel and the Military Channel.
Do you really not want to put on those clothes?
It's gonna start some cutscenes, so we'll do it now. After I did my sick dodging skills.
Didn't start some cutscenes.
It like literally after this bit, it's gonna start a cutscene.
Okay.
It's solely
so
to get past this.
At any point where you feel it is safe to talk, Cass, what is your new canon?
I just said it. That he was watching a lot of TV. An old boy situation.
Hey, your favorite character's back. So I will say, because I've talked to various developers, this twist was always on the cards, and something they thought was going to go down well based on who I talked to.
It's my gift.
He was behind it the whole time.
But now
This random jabroning.
I have direction. Clarity.
Did none of my old boy bit get through earlier?
Yeah.
Who you are.
Or... Okay, I was making
I
sure.
haven't seen it.
Well, just don't watch the Josh Brolin American remake.
Yeah, I've heard bad things. Okay, so it's kind of hard to tell, but I realised the reason that disguise doesn't work is because Alex doesn't do the coat up, so you can see his dad's dog tags. Fucking idiot.
He also did specifically call him soldier the moment that he walked into the elevator.
Yeah, but
so
like,
it's not like it was.
Yeah, but he
like, well, I got caught already.
Yeah, but I think he instantly clocked. Is like, oh, that's just Alex again. I saw him earlier.
Also, I feel like
you down.
You say disguise, but I feel like he didn't put that on for the purpose of disguise.
No.
He put that on for the purpose of I need to get through the steam.
But he, you can see the way that cutscene plays out. He tried to use as a disguise. Oh. By the way, ever try and drag ever try and drag a limp person? It's not that easy.
You ever see that video of the guy like showing off like biking jackets by literally getting dragged by a motorcycle on pavement while wearing it?
You should
Oh no, but I'll have to look those up.
You're so grown up now.
I found Elle, but I don't know what happened. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too. You try so hard to raise a child, to instill your values into her. You want.
But they say no. I don't want to start off by playing NES games. I want the new system.
Dad, I don't want to play the Atari VCS. All my friends are playing Call of Duty.
What's going on?
Family is the most important thing, Alex. I would do anything to protect them.
Hey friends, I got family.
That's why I sacrificed my daughter.
What?
Where do your eyes go, dude?
The founders. They had good intentions. They left the Order to start a new life in Shepherd's Glen, where they feared the wrath of our God. So they made a pact to keep us safe. All that was required was a small sacrifice. Our children. Once every 50 years, the founding families must make an offering to appease the god. One of our children, our own flesh and blood, struck down by our own hands. I did what was required. I watched the light fade from Norma's eyes as I took her life. knowing her death would protect our family.
God.
Protect Shepherd's
Josh.
Glen.
Don't talk over the cutscene, Alex.
One of us failed. Lacked the strength to fulfill his duty. Your father.
Where's Joshua?
Don't you see? Because of him, our sacrifices were in vain. The pact with our God was broken. Your father's lack of conviction cursed us all. Our only hope was to revive the order which our founders abandoned. The true faith.
Pastafarianism.
By murdering?
Murdering? I've given them life through rebirth.
And what about Elle? You gonna kill her too?
I've tried to make Elle understand. But she's like you, Alex. She still thinks there are such things as good and evil. But there aren't. There is only chaos and order.
Ah,
cool
fellow
line,
SMT
Misha.
fan.
Yeah.
Show my daughter the price of her disobedience.
Oh, your daughter looks different than I remember.
Mostly people find out the cutscene stuff. Reminder, these cutscenes were made by a different team and they came back unfinished, according to an animator, and they had to try and fix some. And they did not fix all of them, which explains why they're getting worse and worse.
Don't! Look! I can help you with all this.
They should have outsourced the cutscenes to AC Boo. Get some real weird animation in here.
It's time I think.
By the way, have either of you two seen the movie Hostel?
Yeah.
No.
I hate it.
Well, so did the collective. Oh yeah, this will kill him. Just the knee. Just do it in the thigh. Ooh.
It's great!
Ooh.
I imagine the death animations here would be awesome, but I'm assuming we're not seeing these.
I just see one.
Considering how this game does with save points and unskippable cutscenes, I will admit I extended that just because it was funnier.
Alright, now he's gonna walk around like nothing just happened to his fucking leg.
Bitch! It's finished.
Well, you know, it's all that military. Oh wait. So.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ah, there we go. We got a big level coming up. So, these guys left the town in Silent Hill and the cult. They're like, we don't want none of that worshipping the god, but we have to protect ourselves from the god. So we're going to make a pact with the god. By the way, the god doesn't exist until it's born into reality. So what are you protecting yourselves from? Okay, you have this cult plan where you sacrifice your kids every 50 years, but you don't tell them about the cult, so they're not indoctrinated to accept that this is a normal thing to do. So when were you going to tell Elle that you sacrificed her sister to the cult? And she was going to be fine
Presumably
with it.
never.
And go, yeah, but she has to pass it on to her next generation.
Oh, well, do you think they care about the next generation? Maybe they're like, you know what?
Every
Let our
50
kids
years,
deal
the
with this
founding
shit.
yeah, every 50 years, the founding families have to sacrifice a kid, depending
Right,
on
okay,
how the maths
theoretically,
works out.
though.
That's not every 2 generations. That could be 1 generation, depending on if someone has kids late.
Theoretically, what if they're like, you know what? By the time 50 years come around, we're going to be dead. fuck our kids. Fuck the next generation. We're out. We're doing this one last time, and we're out.
Just this plan
And like
makes so little sense to me.
The first part you were talking about, I get it though. Like, sure, the god isn't fully formed until it comes, but like maybe they like started the process and they're like, oh wait, this is gonna be bad. Hold up, before you come.
Yeah.
Maybe we hold you off for a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe we tide you over.
It's not subtext in this game. If this was a situation where they thought that these sacrifices were bringing them prosperity or something, as opposed to protecting them from the god, and they were inadvertently actually cursing themselves, I think that would make sense. That would have worked. But they're like, oh, we left the cult, but this pact we have is with the cult. It's God.
I think they imply that they were doing a pact with a different god. I think that's what they were, right? They were saying like, oh, we split off and we're worshiping like a different evil god.
No, because
and we realized, wait, this is dangerous.
That's the problem. They say it so vaguely, it's hard to tell. It doesn't sound like it the way they put it. And
even if I'm wrong and that's not the case, it could be they leave and then the other god is like still has enough influence to be like, oh no, you don't.
Yeah, I'm telling
like,
you, it's
okay,
the flying
wait,
spaghetti monster. It's Pastafarianism. This is the god that they're doing the sacrifices to did not deal with the other god.
Well, let me check this other part first. Yeah, if you're not familiar with Silent Hill lore about the cult, they have an interesting god where God didn't create the world. Humans created God for salvation. Oh, hello. You could have cut me up with your pipe. Hell yeah.
But by the way, you're near, like, you might be near. Check your map when you have a sec. You're on floor 2, 3. Okay.
I don't know if there are multiple floors here.
No. Okay. So coming up, you'll find a key to 301. 301 is where the last serum is, just so you know.
All right. We should be fine without it, though.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Just letting you know that's like the last collectible. Well, I guess except for the last child. This is why.
Oh, come on, let me open my inventory. Fuck's sake.
Fine about it, huh?
No, I was trying to. Apparently you can't open your inventory while you're like mid-hit in this game, which is terrible. I've just been lucky that it's not been an issue so far. Oh god, where's it gonna put us?
Well, you saved in the...
Yeah, that's true.
In the room where you killed the lady, so you're fine.
That guy has been paying attention. He's realised, oh, you can just stunlock people in this reality we're in. But the thing that really puts this over the edge for me is just that the kids are not part of this. They have no idea this is going on. I think of Fatal Frame, where the villagers like raise their kids so that if one of them becomes a sacrifice, they'll accept it because they're indoctrinated into the beliefs, you know, as opposed to, oh hey, by the way, your younger brother, you remember them? Yeah, we killed them a while ago, and you're gonna have to make your kid do that as well. And I hope you go along with it because we're gonna tell you this nebulous evil from a town you've never been to is gonna get you, but we're not gonna show you any proof or anything.
They weren't thinking ahead. They needed to just come up with some sort of plot contrivance.
I know. I think you could have made this work, though. Is the problem?
It seems like they were trying to like train Josh and like get him ready and stuff, and Ellie is just the one who's just like, actually no, fuck this whole thing.
Oh no. Elle has no idea.
Also, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. I'll let that be to the observant viewer. What I was thinking just now.
Aha! Now it's my turn to stunlock here. Also, I'm going to remind you, there's that, all the kids drawings that tell you, oh, why does Pyramid Head show up? Oh, these kids have this, fairy tale about him being like a boogeyman that goes after people who aren't good. If the kids knew about the cult, that would make sense, right? Because it'd be like, oh yeah, this is what the parents teach them to keep them in line. Wait, none of the kids know about the cult. Also, what do you do if you only have girls and they marry into
Oh,
other
you finally have a
families?
handgun.
Yeah, it's the bad handgun though. Like, yeah, what do you do if you're infertile? What do you do if you only have girls?
Well, okay,
Well, if you only have
now
girls, they date a
you're
boy
getting
from out
into
of
the
town.
now you're getting to the realm of like thinking too much about it, because
Well-
like you can pick apart like any like sins of the father, cult sacrifice story kind of thing by saying like, well, what if the family line dies out? What if there's a car accident?
Sure,
It's like, well, yeah, it's fucked.
It's just, this is shit that like Silent Hill normally thought of. But let's see what Skeptic in Silent Hill has to say. Silent Hill, a town known for its
doesn't exist. Goodbye.
for its mysterious happenings, a now defunct cult, the Order, which was recently exposed by Detective Douglas Cartland. That's weird. That just, oh yeah, everyone knows about the cult now. Douglas Cartland is the old Detective Gumshoe guy from Silent Hill 3, by the way. But what darkness really lies behind the simple veneer of this sleepy town? Paul Schlibel, I'm sure I said that right. Latest book chronicles, I prefer Schlibel, chronicles his research during a 2-year stay in the town, including detailed interviews with longtime residents, cult documents you won't find anywhere else, and an appendix of popular local legends. As expected, life in Silent Hill is far more mundane than you may have heard, and the great evil the Order sought to find originated from the same abyss whence all religions spring, nowhere darker than the fanatical minds of its followers.
Yeah, the Order, no different than like, Protestants, really.
It's all a bunch of hogwash, ask me. I know, I think it's because I thought about this story, like how much it doesn't make sense, and the fact you could make it make sense, I think is what bothers me even more. Like, just little adjustments of, like, this feels like someone early on thought of this plot line of like, oh, what if someone split off from the cult and made their own sect? Which I think is an okay idea. And then they came up with the whole sacrificing thing, and then didn't work out the more complicated stuff. The stupid nerdy questions like a person like me would ask, And, as we covered, the riders were there at the beginning and then disappeared. And, not to their fault, that's just like the way development goes. And then a bunch of their work got cut out. As I mentioned, there was a plot reason for Alex to have these combat abilities. That's just missing from the final game.
Far be it from me to criticize the writers of this game. God knows I've not written a video game before.
Oh, yeah.
God knows I have not had my words, taken, mangled by third parties and then spit back out onto the silver screen or the CRT, as it were. But just as a basic most notes, I would say that writing a survival horror game, a genre you're not familiar with, and your process is, hey, do you remember these scenes from these horror movies we watched?
Mm-hmm.
What if we just redid those and then stitched them together without any sort of real rhyme or reason?
Yeah, granted,
This
I don't
comes
know.
back to,
I don't know if those are like, we mentioned the cutscenes were outsourced. I'm curious if that meant even the storyboarding, or if that team was given storyboards to then animate. But yeah, and spoilers, we have not seen the last of the scenes stolen from movies. There's
like,
a few more coming up.
When writer Patrick Duty came into our Twitch chat during the was it the first episode or the
second one,
and they pointed out a scene that they had lifted from The Exorcist 3.
Well, it was one
first,
line, yeah.
It was one line, and I was like, oh, that's neat. That's a neat homage. But the more this game goes on, I'm over it. You know who sucks at writing horror? Fucking horror movie fans. You know who sucks at making horror movies? Horror movie fans. You know who's great at making horror movies? Original horror movies with, like, genuine, like, narratives and plots that, like, run fucking chills up your spine. People who are outsiders to horror. People who are not enamored by the hits, by the classics of the genre.
Yeah, I
there's a
think
reason
why
people,
even in video games,
there's a reason
that's
why
true.
people there's a reason why people like look to The Shining by Stanley Kubrick, a guy who was not a horror director, as like a golden example of horror movies. You know, for me, okay, it's not my favorite, but you know, I can at least appreciate the cinematography and the writing behind it, so on and so forth. And you know, a big part of that is because that dude did not give a fuck about horror movies and did not think he was making a horror movie necessarily. He thought he was doing something more like psychological and deeper. Carmen mentions Wes Craven, a horror director who disliked most horror movies, particularly modern ones. Yeah, the thing is that when you're a gore hound, right, as many horror fans will self-proclaim themselves to be, the endless homages, the references to like previous directors and movie franchises, the wink nod bullshit gets so fucking exhausting.
Yeah.
There's a reason why like DVD horror movies became self-parody at a point in the 2000s.
Yeah.
You know, I definitely feel that in this game acutely, but like also like in a lot of like, you know, this is gonna be me being a little mean and taking this outside of just the scope of this game, but indie horror has a big problem with that sort of stuff. Indie horror games, that is to say.
That's
the
fair.
indie horror game scene has a huge problem with like homages to previous video games.
Yes.
Existing forever in the shadow of Resident Evil and attempting to remake Resident Evil 1 a million different ways, a million different times. We definitely need to get past that fucking shit at some point.
Yeah, there's a horror streamer I watch who plays a lot of indie stuff, and they've not played the Silent Hill games, but they've at least seen playthroughs, or they've seen enough references or callbacks in the indie games that they just know them now without even playing them originally. Like the amount of times they'll pick up on Silent Hill stuff, and it's like, oh, you really should play Silent Hill because you're recognizing what's stolen. But yeah, with the reference fit, it's definitely like, yeah, if it was very light stuff, like it was just like that quote from Nexus 3, just little tiny bits, it'd be fine. But these wholesale, like, almost shot-for-shot scenes, this scene in particular is another almost shot-for-shot scene from Hostel. What the fuck? I do not know what happened to the audio there. I'm sorry about that. That was the game. That was not my setup.
Well, he's gonna keep taunting her, so you got plenty of time, I assume.
Yeah, no rush.
Yeah, I don't know if this bit is actually timed or not.
I sincerely doubt it.
I feel like it wouldn't be, considering what I know about the ending. Well, I mean, I guess there could be a game over, but...
Oh, where do I go?
Oh, I'm gonna cut your leg off now. Whoops, I missed. Whoops, I missed. Whoops, I missed.
He can definitely see you through the glass here,
He's
right?
not even animating.
He's just looking at you, yeah.
Could you shoot through the glass? Could you take your gun out and shoot him through the glass?
Well, we might as well try it. No, this old weird.
sounded like he shot her.
No,
whoopsies.
The time I point together, yeah, that you're gonna have a lot of plot holes in a game. Where the entire thing is just like a bunch of other disparate scenes stitched together. Is that it's just gonna leave you with?
Oh well, there we go.
I'm guessing it's timed. Starting to think it's timed.
How was I supposed to get in there though?
Oh, I trust you to figure it out.
I think that's the first time I've seen that scene, by the way, so I feel real dumb. But at least we know it is timed and not just he threatens her for all eternity. Oh, hey, look at that. They checkpointed us for the first time ever.
Checkpoint you like right before he kills her.
Okay, so that won't budge.
I mean, the only door is the one through that thing that they don't know how you get through, right?
Oh, for
oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah, just do this for the first time ever. Players will definitely know to do that. We've always told them that these are too high, you can't climb stuff. but we'll just make you have to climb for the first time ever. But yeah, like...
Alright, don't listen to this. Don't cut her open.
Silent Hill games in the past did have references. We talked about the street name stuff in one of the previous streams. And even if that's like a bit on the nose, and obviously like the elements of the plot...
You're going down.
There's a... I never remember the name of it. Ben Affleck's in the movie adaptation of it. I think it's a... I've completely forgotten this author's name suddenly. One of the famous ones. The guy who wrote The Shining.
Lost into that guy.
Yeah. Who wrote The Shining?
Stephen King.
Yes.
What? Yes.
He has some
Ben Affleck
story.
movie is Stephen King in?
I think it's one of his. That has like...
Or the other way around. Stephen King movie that Ben Affleck's in.
That has like a fog mist thing. Yeah, there's a couple.
Not Ben Affleck in The Fog.
There's some other one he's in then.
I have to look this up.
I think it's Stephen. If not, it's another like decently famous horror writer. Oh, by the way, El, all that stuff your mum told you? Me? I'm not telling you. It's also got that lady who briefly dated Marilyn Manson for a while. I don't remember her name.
Rose something?
Yeah, she was in the... Rose McGowan? She was in the hit movie WCW Ready to Rumble.
Rose McGowan?
Yeah.
Let's go.
God, I can't believe you're making me like work backwards through all this stuff to figure out the name of this fucking movie. I can tell you it's...
I bet I
it's a movie with Rose McGowan and
Ben Affleck, yeah.
And Ben Affleck. Okay.
It would have been the 90s.
Did I black out and miss that, like, Alex and Ellie didn't share any words?
No.
After?
He just said,
no, they're
let's
on
go.
their own. They got priorities.
He told her, let's go, and that's it.
Oh, wait. When you were in that room, did you pick up a key in the torture room?
No.
Okay.
Was there a key in the torture room?
There should be.
Alright, well...
Are you talking about Phantoms?
The
1998 movie Phantoms, adapted from a novel by Dean Koontz.
That's it, yes.
Also, if you didn't pick it up, apparently in the hallway outside the torture room is the last children's drawing. I've been doing some stuff off to the side here, so I can't always see.
Yeah, well, like I said, all the children's drawings are just the stuff about, oh, the boogeyman will get you. That's why Pyramid Head's here.
Hey, can you do this, Alex? You know how to do that? Not Alex, Ellie.
So, you think there's a key? Oh, well, there is this.
Oh, there you go. I think it said there's also, after rescuing Ellie.
Ah, here we go. Ah, it's good for we checked. Thank you.
This will explain everything.
Every child born of the flesh bears the filth of the flesh that creates it. The lives of the impure are steeped in filth. Their deeds and words spread filth through the world. Even death is not enough to cleanse generations of this filth from the flesh. The only way to ensure these poor souls can live pure lives is to cleanse the flesh from their bodies.
Take a bath, idiot. That's it? That's the entirety?
So it says in room 321, after rescuing Elle, that there is a key rack with a key on it. This might not be 321, but it is after rescuing Elle. Oh, 321 is like the adjacent room.
Yeah. Oh, I see it now.
Okay, that'll get you the last serum, and also that last children's drawing, if you don't have it, and if you want it, is in the hallway, apparently.
No, I did look, I didn't see it. Let me just double check over here.
Let me see the exact note here. After breaking the window.
But yeah, like Phantoms has not like the mist, but it has a similar theme of like the people getting whisked away into like a nebulous fog. It's been a while since I've seen it, mainly. Yeah, I'm not sure this drawing.
Yeah, Yeah, you don't have to worry about the drawing.
301. Okay, that's right here.
I can just tell you what the text on the drawing says. It says, "Do not cry aloud at night. Stay hidden in your bed, or the boogeyman from Silent Hill will come chop off your head."
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I think if my mom told me that
mean
as
you
like a
don't have
horror
the key?
story, if my mom tried to like scare me with that sort of shit, I'd just be like, "What the fuck are you talking about, lady? What's a Silent Hill? This is stupid."
I mean, I guess it's for me. For me, it would be like if a nursery rhyme was like, "Or the boogeyman from Lafayette will come to chop your head." I'm like, okay, I understand what that means.
Oh, what weapons back? A reminder, there was that flavor text that mentions that the Shepherd's Glen Sheriff's Department sometimes goes to Silent Hill to help with their policing. Because I guess, like, small towns send their police to... I guess small towns probably do send their police to bigger towns more often than the other way around, because they have nothing to do.
Yeah, except this town in particular happens to have its own fucking, like, prison. A gigantic Supermax style prison, so...
Yeah.
But no police department. You know, if there's ever a prison break...
Oh, no, there was
a police department. That's where we met Wheeler.
No, that's
we were in like
Shepherd's
a holding
Glen.
cell.
But if I...
Oh,
that's
Silent Hill,
Glen. Silent Hill has the prison and no police department.
No, there was a police department... There, it's on Sagan Street. Near the path to Old Silent Hill in the top left.
Oh, okay.
You have to move all the way over to the penitentiary. Also, this is something I looked up randomly, but because I remembered Silent Hill Origins also has a prison theme. And it mentions the Overlook Penitentiary. It looks nothing like the one in this one, but it is apparently the same prison. I always assumed it was just a different one, and there was two. But no, it has like a completely different layout to that level. Here, let's just safely save after all that kerfuffle.
Is this where you killed Elle's mom?
Yeah, I think it is, actually.
Is Elle still following you?
Well, let's find out.
There's Elle's mom. No.
Hey, Elle, come over here. I want to show you something real quick.
Okay,
oh, isn't that awful fucking convenient?
So someone thought about it. Nope. But not really.
I mean, she can see it through the door.
Yes.
Come on.
She's
push
not.
her in?
Oh god. Wait, this game renders eyes.
Yeah.
In any sort of strange lighting.
You probably could. Oh, actually.
You absolutely can.
But I need to...
Oh, no, dead mom. Run away.
Okay, so I know we're going up this way because there was a locked gate earlier. She needs rank. Remember that amazing sewer section? We're doing that again. And yeah, the whole thing with the order, because, you know, Elle's mum mentioned that they're re-establishing the original cult. This whole miner suit thing is just from the movie. That's never been in Silent Hill games. That. Oh yeah, we all dress like miners. That's our like cult armor. What?
Let me just snap to position. Let me just...
Also, you could have just held that for her. And then she wouldn't have had to have, like, re-cranked it. Fucking asshole. Unless they... Alright. Okay. We've got a bunch of rooms here. I'm betting they're all locked. But, to check. Aha.
So, do you think we're going to get anything about Alex's time in the mental hospital? Any sort of, like, follow-up?
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'm glad you asked.
The problem is... Okay.
we'll read this and I'll go to it. 1. Commitment. All members of the Order must have fully committed themselves to this purpose in their beliefs, their activities, and their lives. Membership. Membership within the Order is extended to all that seek the old ways. A. Levels of membership. Mother Circle. That's the founding group. Name of the founding group is the Mother. The Daughter Circle. Second generation, hived off. And the Servant Circle is any third generation group. The High Council is set in place as a tool for all within the Order to make use of. The purpose of the High Council shall be to aid in the process of group formation as needed, act as a governing body in matters pertaining to the Order as a whole, and to be a judge/jury if asked to settle disputes. The grievance and discipline procedures. All decisions made by the High Council are binding. Presenting your case before the Council implies your acceptance of this decision. Those seeking mediation must contact the scribe. The High Council shall be called in to preside over disputes within the group, complaints and accusations of inappropriate acts. This is their HR department, I guess. Abuse of power by leaders, and any other complaints that are deemed worthy to preserve the public image or internal integrity of the Order. I guess they also have a PR department now. Nice.
And if you're having an abuse of power instance in a cult, that's real bad.
Yeah. B. The nature of the disciplinary action shall be decided at the sole discretion of the High Council. These actions shall pertain but not be limited to assignment of manual labour, persecution of an individual member, banishment of an individual member, and banishment of a group. If an individual member wishes to leave the Order, they are required to bring their request to the High Council.
No, I can't wait for the Behind the Bastards episode about the Order.
And they're talking about like all like these procedures for banishment. It's like, motherfucker, they're just gonna kill them. Like, why are we even like? What's the pretext? What's like the? Who are we kidding? Who are they kidding?
Hey,
it's a death cult.
So we do get a rifle, just a different one. We get the police marksman rifle. It's inspect, has increased damage and holds more ammunition. Alright.
Oh.
That's a very missable room, by the way.
They really don't want you to have a fucking rifle in this game, apparently.
Still safe.
Wheeler.
Okay. Let me check something very quickly. But trust me, I have to check something here because if I do something wrong, we are going to activate an ending. Okay, we're fine. So
yeah, you're fine.
If we hadn't forgiven the father or mercy killed the mother, and we gave him the medkit, we would activate the UFO ending right now. On this first playthrough, you can accidentally get the UFO ending by saving Wheeler here.
Alright, I have a question for Cass. So we saved him now, right? And we're getting the good ending. What sort of ending do you think we would get if we didn't save him?
You need to get him out of here.
What about you?
I can't. Not without Joshua.
Be careful.
Not without my buddy Superfly.
I can't lose you too.
Okay. So I'll make this easier for you. Beyond the good ending, there's 3 descending levels of bad ending. So, ending 2, 3, 4. 4 being like, let's say 4 is the worst. What ending do you think we would get if we didn't save Wheeler?
But you mercy killed your mom.
You mercy killed and you forgave your dad.
I would assume this would be the worst ending.
Well,
all right.
The thing is,
you would have actually gotten the exact same ending as if you saved him. This choice doesn't matter in this playthrough. If you shoot your mother and forgive your father,
it only affects 2 endings. Saving Wheeler for some reason. Do not know why.
What is this fucking game? Who fucking wrote this? Who came up with these paths?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And not to blow past the fact that you can get the UFO ending on your first playthrough really easy. The joke ending is just an ending that a lot of people can accidentally get. very easily.
There's a reason why UFO endings in previous Silent Hills only happen on subsequent playthroughs to avoid such a situation from happening.
Oh, I just
And also like, so what's the criteria for getting the joke ending? It's not forgiving the parents that abuse you and were going to kill you, and saving the one good guy. That gets you the joke ending.
It's a memo. The darkness that engulfs us spreads from Shepherd's Glen. We are all threatened by the unholy betrayal of that town and its people. To protect everything we hold dear, the evil Shepherd's Glen must be destroyed. RHDHGP. Who is that supposed to be, I wonder? Something I realised, by the way, is that these like panels that they put on the door like misaligned. I don't know what happened. They're just like off to the side slightly.
Like, again, I know this. I'm sorry I keep harping on the script here. It's on like the plotting and stuff like that. I know you have problems with the logic here, Johnny, of like the cult or whatever. And that's not my problem. My problem is that this is just a shitty story told badly. And what stage of the design of the production that so much of this stuff was getting hacked and cut out at, or how much of this was rotten from the start is so hard to figure out.
Most of the key points that these families founded this separate town, that they're doing these sacrifices to protect themselves from the cult nebulously, and that this guy actually thinks he's a soldier but he's not, seems to have always been the main plan. Like, there's little bits I mentioned, like the fact that his father is the one who trained him to be able to fight like this, that got cut, and some other little bits, but those main overarching plot lines seem to have always been the case. And like I said, I've talked to some of the original developers, and they thought it was an idea that was going to go really well.
Is a high level concept, is a high concept thing. Just like, taking the beats without like having the context or explanation game, like giving them the room to work with those elements and to string them together. Someone could string those elements together, right? You can take those elements and make something functional out of it. That's not the route they went.
Alright, here we go. This is the final puzzle. The tablet etched on the wall. It appears to be written in strange symbolic language. Say that? Yes. The one thing we know is that the Fitch family guy was standing here last. That's his stuff that he conveniently left there.
Oh, okay. Now, the problem is I had the solution, but the solution is starting from, like, the initial state of the room. So if you start messing with things, I will not be able to tell you what the solution is.
Well, worst comes to worst.
You say as Johnny stabs the knife into...
Oh, this just reveals what you say. And we can load that save file if we have to. We, the family Fitch, in order to ensure our continued protection and prosperity, do enter into this holy contract with our God, accept our duties as performer of rites, and willingly assign our child to the knife in God's name. And we can see they've got a little person doing the...
Yeah, a little Blair Witch drawing, just an homage to another horror
what's it
movie,
where you like...
Doing the little wiggly arm.
Yeah, you do the dance and the person holding your hand has to do it next.
The wave?
Yeah. I wasn't sure if the wave was the one where you put your hand
not
up.
the wave.
You know what I'm talking about, though. Like, the groove goes through your left arm, into your right arm, and then into the next person. It goes like, whoa.
Got a wet symbol here. We, family shepherd, in order to do this, we consign our child to the Wilder.
We, the Griffin family, do consign our daughter Meg, our dumb bitch daughter Meg, to...
Oh no, yeah, I get what you're saying. We'll definitely get into this into the end. That I'm the one who cares about this more lore stuff and not. But the big problem is that I also agree that if you look at this without that lore, the story is also not great. So it just kind of fails on both fronts, you know. Bartlett family consign our child to the earth, and there's their earth symbol there. Triangles. I get it's like, okay, the cult had to do this, and that's why they're making you do it, but it's just a waste of time.
Yeah.
Could just come in here and just riddle these. The Holloways. The noose. Yep. Okay. So let's turn this inner in. That's as fast as it's gonna turn. Okay, and now I don't know if we have an explanation for what these outer ring symbols mean. I'm guessing it's tied to their profession.
Well, the thing is, if you have the inner ring right, then all you have to do is keep doing the outer ring, and eventually it will be right.
Yeah, but does this one auto-save itself, I wonder?
Oh, that's true. Alright, you want me to just tell you when you're done? Because this takes for fucking ever. Okay, I'm counting it.
Yeah. Well, I know the scales is going to be the judgment one, so I bet I need to move one of those to the top there.
It takes it's an extremely egregiously large number of spins, I'll tell you that.
Oh, okay, so it's probably the next set of scales.
No.
Because I don't see how that weird pitchfork symbol represents a doctor.
Nocturne Dustclaw in chat says, it always amazes me how much of a difference there is between the first 4 Silent Hill games and what comes after.
Alright, that should be it.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay, brings it locked in place, alright.
But, okay, if you look at what these symbols represent, that they're supposed to represent their professions, like, why does the eye refer to the medical family? What even is this weird triangle with the 2 waves next to it? What does that mean? Like, I've never seen that symbol before.
I don't know how to interpret that.
Who turned out the lights?
Screensaver. Oh, you said that was the last puzzle. Now it's the last puzzle.
Oh, yeah, but this one...
we had like a missed-ass transition into this last puzzle, too.
I've heard this puzzle be described as a missed puzzle. It's like the only one where you really have to think. So this is going to be our family.
Master of Arms.
This stupid fucking controls again. Hang on. Up is rotate. Okay. There's the water. And then what would be Master of Arms?
The one that looks like a tank.
Yep, you're right. You got it. You no longer have to think for the rest of the game.
Oh yeah. This is a sacrificial altar for the Fitch family. Must be the altar where Dr. Fitch put Scarlet after he dismembered her. 4 names.
So they're only planning on doing this 8 times.
Yeah. Also, why was Bartlett like burying his kid in the graveyard? Like, why did the kid have their mausoleum
By the way,
there?
do you see back? Once you're done reading this, back up. Like, okay, no, this is on purpose. I thought there was like a accidental seam letting the next part get through, but no, that's obviously kind of on purpose cracks appearing in the floor.
Also, a thing that confuses me about all the founding families is how comes none of the others have more than one parent. Just that whole plot point seems missing. Alex Shepard! They weren't sacrificing Josh. They haven't made that abundantly clear for the last hour. Or anything.
Let's see. Daniel Shefford. I don't know this family. Thomas Shefford? Now, who's this guy?
Stop knocking your drink around so close to the microphone, or you're going to have a real-life Silent Hill situation when I come and kill you.
What's the matter?
Get dressed.
What are you doing here, Alex? That freak if he finds out.
Give that to me. Someone will see us.
No!
It's okay. I'm not gonna let anything happen to you.
Why are we here, Alex? What's going on?
What's the matter? You scared?
Oh no, I'm cool. It's just... Dad never lets us out on the lake.
Not you, anyway. Dad thinks you're a little baby who can't do anything on his own.
Oh yeah? Then why'd he give me this?
What is that?
That's Dad's ring. But he told me not to show you, so I guess that makes me cooler.
Let me see it.
No!
What a piece of crap.
Ugh, shiny!
It's worth more than $1 million. That's why Dad gave it to me. Give that back! Give that back! Come on!
I never got the impression that he was a bully.
Yeah, no, this scene makes no sense to Alex's character. Also, like, how old is he here?
Josh!
Do you know what you've done?
It was an accident.
This is not the way
Can I have
it's
the
supposed
ring?
to be. I chose you. Now you've ruined it for all of us.
Good priorities, Dad.
He's okay.
You could,
This is why I point out
could
it's
still
weird they
dr-
don't mind, you know, indoctrinate their kids to believe this stuff, because then shit like this wouldn't have happened.
you could still drown him, throw him off the boat.
I can save him.
Well, according to the story, no. You did it to one kid, and now you're fucked up, apparently.
But
Even-
he didn't drown. He died from. It looks like he died from a head injury.
Well, I'll tell you another thing from that original design doc. Josh did not bash his head. He actually jumped into the water to try and get the ring round. But I guess they changed it.
Oh, that was clearly conveyed.
So I
Yeah.
guess they changed it because they were like, well, then he drowned himself, so it wouldn't count. But then he didn't drown here, technically. Maybe. Like, he might have died from the head impact.
Did they? This is just my memory, but did they ever specifically say, and it has to be the firstborn?
No, it's just that because they've designated in the meetings it was supposed to be Alex. Like, his name was on the coffin.
So the
So
god's
the
paying
sleeping
attention to
god-
the minutes on the meetings?
Yes,
Like,
that's what I was getting at.
Yeah, no. Again, it's like that kind of nerdy shit, and, you know, some people say it doesn't matter, but, like, if you want to be immersed in these kind of stories, you have to be able to not look at these and ask these stupid questions and feel like stuff wasn't thought out. Here's our final boss. So you might notice a pattern that the main bosses represent the kids that have died. How does this represent Josh exactly?
Oh, he was pregnant when he died.
You might notice, actually, there is a weird reoccurring pregnancy theme in the enemies, and I don't know why, because this story has nothing to do with pregnancy.
Well, it has to do with children. It has to do
Yes,
with generations.
but
it has
not-
to do with...
But not specifically childbirth. I'm just going to use the stream now. So this final
Yeah,
boss
final
sucks.
boss is-
So... This boss loves to knock you on the floor, as you might have picked up on already.
Okay, maybe the symbolism is supposed to be like a bloated body, you know?
Well, spoilers to how this fight will end, but no, it is supposed to be a pregnant spider lady.
Okay,
I don't know if you remember what happens when you defeat this boss.
I don't.
Yeah, well, you'll see. But, you know, there's
The
that...
puke is morning sickness. So.
There's that enemy that's on all fours that has like the crowning head coming out. Oh wow, this boss is so much easier if you have the rifle. I've seen people try to do this boss melee and it is painful. Oh wait, they have 2 phases, don't they? Okay. Still, that went by pretty breezy.
Good thing you've been saving up all this ammo.
Yeah.
If you don't stop him here, he's gonna go kill Spider-Man.
Because there's those. It's a really hard detail to see, but the nurse models actually have like weird embryos in their stomachs. If you like get close to them, they'll show up in the light. But as mentioned, most of the monsters were designed separate to the story, so I don't know if just someone on the art team just like likes pregnancy or not.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, like, I guess that was just what that guy was thinking about. Or that's what that whoever was thinking about.
And then, of course, you've got stuff like the banana skin enemy. Like, that has nothing to do with anything. The smoking enemy. But
okay, I saw the joke.
Because I'll forget
it's
otherwise.
It's going to be so difficult to articulate this joke, but let me try to get this joke out.
Be quick.
You know those cliches, the cliche joke of, quick, we need an inspiration, we need to come up with an idea for this design, like as of a minute ago, and then someone looks around the room, and then they realize what they're eating, they look at their lunch, and they're like, wait a minute, pepperoni, like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So what happened was, this guy was eating placenta, right? And the monster designer.
But yeah.
That or eating that pussy.
But you asked earlier, Cassie, what about his time in the hospital? Where there was no placenta eating, I'll have you know.
Or any other kind of eating, huh?
So the 2 writers wrote in-universe character diaries. I believe there's one for Alex and one for Elle. These were, I think you can still find them archived by various like Silent Hill fan sites, but these were only available on the official website.
Just a little bit pleased with yourself, ain't you? And rightly so.
And they're the ones that explain like Alex's time in the hospital, him having delusions about it being a military hospital. It's got stuff like his views on the nurses, and that's supposed to explain why the nurses are like faceless figures that he despises, and that's why there's nurses in this game and stuff like that. And that's basically where the game explains that, oh yeah, Alex is the one, these are his manifestations. Never mind, he knows nothing about the cult, so why is he manifesting the way these kids died? Because he doesn't know about it. It's because they want to have their cake and eat it. They want to be Silent Hill 1 and 2 at the same time. But those are conflicting premises. So you just get...
Now, I could see, like, the death of the kids, like, imprint itself onto, like, the
evil
of this town.
Yeah, if the god had been resurrected, that storyline would have made sense. But it's Alex's, like, Silent Hill 2 subconscious that's being manifested here. That's why the enemies all pertain to him. So you see what I mean? Like, it's... They wanted to do both, and I get why a new team coming in would be like, let's do a greatest hits, let's do the bits of Silent Hill 1 people like, the bits of Silent Hill 2 people like. Hence why...
Hey, you saved him. You brought him back to life.
Yeah, see, Josh was in the... So, yeah, that boss represented someone being pregnant with Josh for some reason.
I'm sorry, Josh. Never meant for this to happen.
Oh, also because the game doesn't really put the pieces together. The whole thing with people disappearing is supposed to be cult were kidnapping them and indoctrinating them or whatever. Or killing them off. For what reasons, I'm not sure.
Maybe we sacrificed enough other kids that'll make up for the one we fucked up.
Yeah, thank fuck we found that rifle when we ordered ammo, because that final boss was meant painful, as you got a little glimpse of. Oh, they're real lucky he did not clip into the camera there. It almost happened. Load in. Not a great time for a load-in screen, considering literally, but whatever. Oh! I guess his character model has to be in the world for the cutscenes to work.
Do not go down there.
Good work. Dino Gem awarded.
Oh, thank you for the Dino Gem. I think I did a good job.
Al, you're okay.
Oh right, his leg's bad. He got drilled in the thigh.
Wait, so how does Elle not realize that Josh has been dead all these years?
Apparently that family were keeping it secret.
What did you see in there?
What I needed to.
Why, I'm not sure. I guess they were just so ashamed that they fucked up. They're like, we don't want to tell the other families. We're just gonna let this be a surprise in a couple of years. Because yeah, the game doesn't explain it well, but... Oh, we got the big rig costume.
Big Rigs is fucking right.
But yeah, Alex is supposedly supposed to be in the hospital for years. They do a terrible job explaining the timeline. It makes more sense in their design doc. Maybe if you read the diary, it makes more sense, but you know, that stuff was in the final game, so...
This is where the ending is going to play, right? This is where
No.
the ending of the game is going to?
We saw the ending.
Oh no, that was the preamble to the ending, right? That's the bit that sets up, and then here's where it starts to show you, like, you know, the consequences of your actions, and... Fuck off. Play that fucking screen, first of all. Wow, what a fucking rewarding ending, huh? That's
Okay, so there is a tiny bit more. There is this extra bit after the credits because we picked up all the photos.
If we hadn't picked up all the photos, that would be the good ending that we got.
Yeah, it's separate. Like, regardless of whatever ending you get, the photo thing will be the same. There he is. There's Duty. I get it right when his name's on screen. That's the secret.
Oh, yeah. I'd be worried if you got it wrong while his name was on screen and right every other instance.
Yeah. So we won't go into everything, but let's go into what did you think of the ending? This ending in particular.
Alright, I figured I had a little bit more time for the ending, so I went up to go put something away, and I was like, I'll be back in like 10 seconds. So I literally missed the entire ending. I mean, I know what happened, but I guess, like, I don't know, what else do you do? Everyone else is dead. It's just like, I guess we just leave, right? I mean, the only thing you could do is, like, have them sit and, like, mope for a while about, like, I can't believe he's dead. And Ellie's like, no, just because you killed him doesn't mean you have to suffer for it. And, like,
I think
whatever, just end it. Just get out.
It's just that, like, unless it's, like, implied, no dialogue between them tells Elle, oh, by the way, this cult shit's going on, your mum killed your sister, the families have been killing their kids for the last, like, 200 years.
Yeah, I don't think
doesn't
we would
tell
need
her
that
any of that.
debriefing.
I know, but
necessarily.
she needs that debriefing. So it's...
Yeah, I don't think we need that debriefing, though, like, as part of the story, like,
I know,
for the ending, it's like,
but
by the way, let me explain everything that just happened.
Not the ending, but at least if they had done, like, a fade away, oh, you've told me all the plot points, so they at least both understand what happened at the end, because she doesn't really know, as far as we know. Like, what does she know?
I feel like that would end up,
I just think there's a smoother way you can handle it.
I feel like that would be less smooth to like add that in there. Like I feel like this is not a good ending, but I feel like if you're gonna have the closest thing to like a happy ending here, it would be just like, let's get the fuck out of here. Time to go.
Yeah.
Roll credits.
Oh yeah, where was Wheeler, by the way?
Oh, she got him out of there.
Yeah,
he got him out of there.
He just walked
He's all
home.
good. He walked it off.
Yeah.
I think what I would want to see from an extended, like, you know, if you're talking about, and I have different thoughts on this, the ending, but, you know, to say where it would go from there, I would have, like, in the good ending,
Oh,
Alex.
Speaking of the ending, we might be getting the extra scene here now. Right? That was the end of the credits.
I'm getting Zhu on the Grudge flashbacks right now.
Oh yeah, there is a weird theme with a lot of the. You'll see it in the other endings. It's the good ending's the only one that doesn't do it, but there's a lot of cutscenes in this game, specifically the opening and the endings. They're in first person, which makes me think like that was intentional for some reason.
That's the photo?
So that taken by surprise. Yeah, my favorite load screen there. My favorite.
Yeah. So that ending is slightly different in the development docs, where it's played off more creepy, and like when the kid's like staring out the window and turns around and goes like "mother," and then there's a note in the docs to say, "Why does he say mother? That doesn't make any sense." So I'm glad they changed that. I guess that original ending was supposed to imply that somehow the shenanigans of the story brought him back to life as like an evil incarnate. Oh yeah, here's this attract mode we never watched because it had spoilers. What that means though, just I don't know what that ending's implying about the photos. If it's supposed to be a joke ending or not. I don't know. I don't know. But let's fade this away.
Yeah, I'm holding my thoughts actually because I think you have something else prepared for us.
Yes, we have more endings. This game has, I think, 5 endings, not including that little photo scene.
Make sure the audio is hitting the right levels on it.
Okay.
It just sounds like it.
Yeah, I just hit through because I think this first ending is the good one. Oh no, it's not.
Nope.
We'll start here because you don't need to see that. Everything up until when this cutscene ends is the same, but these captures are from the PC version, and I just want to make sure to get the person's name right, because I like to give credit. Sorry, I had it up earlier.
Well, if this coming up ending is the one I think it is, then this is the ending. If you don't shoot your mother, you don't forgive your father, and you do not save Wheeler.
Yes, that is correct. Yes, this is courtesy of Kanin Gaming on YouTube. These endings, I believe these are all captured from the PC version, so you get to see the nicest possible visuals here.
Oh man. Oh god. Oh man.
Oh, his face there was precious for a second.
Oh, I'm ripped. This rules actually. Video's loud, yeah. Or video's mixed loud.
Drop it 10 decibels in killed your father and your mother and the police officer.
Except you didn't shoot your mother.
Oh, right.
Ooh, bonus costume.
Yeah, save that game. Alright, I won't know what ending this is until I start seeing it.
But yeah, they all play out the same with him realizing.
This.
I believe this is the one where you don't shoot your mother, but you do forgive your dad.
Oh.
Remember?
No, this is no.
Or
This
is it
one
the other
is
way
you
around?
shoot your mother, don't forgive your dad, and doesn't matter what happens to Wheeler.
Yeah.
Your sacrifice.
Remember? Alex has hated Bath since he was a kid. Because he knew he was supposed to get drowned somehow.
So wait, this ending presumes that the entire events of the game were just a hallucination before his death, or
who gives a shit?
Yeah, who knows? Because then doesn't say. Then you get a different costume for that.
All right, this one is.
Here we go.
Do not shoot your mother. Forgive your father.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what happens to Wheeler.
Now this one is closer to what you thought, Cass. Like he still has his radio on.
Wait, what are you doing? Was this a dream? Is Joshua okay?
It's not working.
I didn't go anywhere?
No, Alex. And you won't be going anywhere until you can start to accept reality and responsibility.
And you won't get any dessert.
Okay.
On the R costume.
All right. Final ending is you don't shoot your mother, you don't forgive your father, and you save Wheeler.
Oh, yep.
Don't.
Great.
Well, I mean, we already said what it was going to be.
It's because it looked the same as the good ending.
Yeah.
So start here.
Cool hand clipping through the ground there, by the way, at the start.
I blame the aliens.
And yeah, a lot less work than the typical UFO ending, where you have to like go throughout the game and interact with the environment, get hints,
or beat the game once and then play on New Game
Oh
Plus.
yeah. But even besides that, you still have to do a lot more work.
That's where they've been taking everybody. I knew it!
Oh, there's Wheeler. He is fine.
And,
You're right.
Yeah, and that's why this is the only ending that it matters that you save Wheeler.
Yeah. Or the Boogeyman one for some reason. Because if you don't save Wheeler, you get the Boogeyman. Then is this?
Well, this is the only one where Wheeler shows up.
Yeah.
No, this is just the good ending.
And then that's good ending. Yep. So I guess that's the canon ending. Well, I think we can fade that out. That's all that.
Yeah.
And then I'm going
bring us.
Ooh.
Yeah. Happy Meowvember,
God
everybody.
damn it! I should have known. Honestly, I should have known. Well, that's a bit that won't make sense to anyone who tuned in late, but
you should have commented at the start of the show.
Well, I reckon this is the part of the show where we give our final thoughts.
Just a little bit pleased with yourself, ain't you? And rightly so. Rightly so.
Rightly so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to choose to go first on this one.
Yep.
Johnny, you'll go last, which I guess means Charky will go second. Wow, what a tremendous piece of shit, huh? Uh, in terms of gameplay, which is important in these things, it seemed really dull and fucking plotting. It seemed pretty janky, but ultimately, it just seemed fucking boring. Bad puzzles, bad level design, bad sound design is always impressive to see. Uh, just kind of a meandering, chopped up and stitched together mess that tried to commit to the direction of melee combat. Uh, from what I gather, which I mean, previous Silent Hills have had some amount of melee combat in them. Uh, so it seems like a logical direction, but man, did they not pull it off in actual execution. And bad branching paths, just bad all around. It seems like you could play it, you could theoretically play
Hmm.
it, and let's pretend the narrative's a little bit tighter. If it had a bit tighter of a narrative, if it was more thematic in its ways, if it would still be lacking a sense of like tone or atmosphere that Silent Hill is kind of known for. I mean, they tried. It's just falls short when it's a pale imitator. When it is people who do not instinctively and intuitively understand the property that are just fans of it in the same way they are fans of horror movies, then no, it's gonna lack that charm, it's gonna lack that nuance, it's gonna lack that understanding of the material and why things are the way they are. And I guess that's the big problem with the narrative as well. But to finish out the gameplay portion, yeah, it didn't seem particularly fun to play, Johnny. And it feels like if to tie it into the story, if it had a better narrative to string it along, that'd be one thing. If you were at least really motivated to solve the mystery or to see these characters come to some sort of resolution, because let's be honest here, let's be truthful. I enjoy the gameplay of a Silent Hill. I enjoy the gameplay of a Silent Hill 2, of a Silent Hill 3. I even sickly enjoy the gameplay of Silent Hill 4 The Room to a certain extent.
Yeah, to
But
a degree, yeah.
none of them are particularly tight, though. None of them are particularly like excellent in terms of their combat and in terms of, some amount of navigation. Uh none of them are like your favorite game to play. People who love Silent Hill love it for the story, love it for the characters, the narratives, the theme, and gameplay comes in at like a cool fourth or fifth for a lot of people. That's fine. That's allowed. Those games function. They can ratchet up tension through how ineffective you feel in combat sometimes. So they work. This doesn't work because it doesn't have that through line, doesn't have that thing to motivate you. It doesn't have a plot worth investing or paying attention to. And the game seems to go out of its way to just make you not pay attention to it, to forget that there's even a plot stringing this whole fucking thing along at certain points throughout the game. So which leads us to really hone in on that narrative and like what went wrong here. And I think the horror movie pastiches are fucking lame. I think whatever gutting they did to this script to make it fit in this final product version, you know, barring some of the ideas that were scrapped rightfully so, or ideas that were never really considered but get passed around as ideas that were, ostensibly considered. It shows at least what the state of the writer's room was and what kind of shit they were throwing against the wall, and kind of indicates that a game like this was in these hands never really gonna turn out. Uh, man, the cavalcade of twists and turns at the end, of utterly predictable twists and turns that I guess I wasn't shocked. I wasn't surprised. I was more just like disappointed when it turns out that Alex was never in the military. He was just in the mental asylum. When it
Hmm.
turns out that he was the one who was meant to be sacrificed, it's like, yeah, okay. I mean, that's what like the most hack screenwriter of all time would write. So I could have, if I was really thinking about, I was kind of like along for the ride as much as you can be in a game where the plot matters so fucking little, where it's so hard to get invested or follow along because so little fucking happens. I was trying to let it surprise me, and then it just like was just dull. It was just like, yeah, well, what should I have expected? Should I have expected anything more? And the answer is no. Uh, yeah, I see why the Silent Hill fans really take umbrage with this one. I see how this is easily the black sheep of the series, barring any ones that have come out that have been worse that I'm just not privy to. Since I stopped playing around 4, I didn't feel a need to continue with these games when they got outside the hands of the original creators and their intention and whatnot. Barring Silent Hill Shattered Memories, which I enjoyed well enough for as much as I played of it. But again, a whole other story. If I'm trying to tie this together to some sort of coherent thought or criticism, it would be that, yeah, when a game like this changes hands to people whose familiarity and whose direction, who don't get direction. I mean, that's the feeling I get, is that these guys did not get any direction from
Hmm.
Konami. And that
Yeah.
would parse with Konami at this point, who were just didn't care, who didn't understand why their franchises worked and couldn't understand the concept outside of, funding Kojima's whatever, funding his games, that they didn't understand or appreciate that, certain people drive franchises, certain creative visionaries and consistent like teams are what drive these games to success, are what makes them successful in the first place. And so when you're just outsourcing shit and then not giving any direction, because you're executives, you're C-suite fuckers, you don't know what makes these games work, why they sell. You just know what they sell, and that's all that matters to you. So we can find someone to do it cheaper. If we can churn out more of these games on the regular, that's all that matters. And keeping consistent with the brand is the kind of falls to the wayside. And so what you get is a team of people who are enthusiastic. Enthusiasm's great. Who were fans of the franchise. Great. You'd rather have fans of the franchise than people who hate the franchise vehemently. But what you don't get is any degree of that insight into the factors, the driving factors, and the behind the scenes stuff that makes those original games, those original visions work. For as much as Silent Hill as a franchise, and this particular those first 3 games have been dissected and looked over and wrung for every little bit of symbolism and meaning, at some point, the original writers still have secrets they're taking to their grave, still have a more intuitive understanding and know, like, for a fact what they wanted to convey. And they don't have to tell that information. They don't need to give that away. They can keep that with them so long as they're the ones who stay behind the fucking wheel and keep that vision consistent from game to game. And so the second you take those people out of the loop and you give it to fucking fans who are doing guesswork, who are basing it off of their own interpretations of the source material and doing their best to replicate that, to emulate that, to imitate it, to monkey see, monkey do, you get something like this, which is disappointing from all angles. It seems frustrating from a design standpoint because, again, uh, the improvements and iterations they sought to make didn't come together because they, again, genre outside of their wheelhouse. All the enthusiasm in the world won't save you from your own failure to understand the staples and fundamentals of a genre that you're designing for the first time, that you're developing around for the first time. So yeah, this just seems like a bad idea from the top down. It seems like the very formulation of this game, the business decisions that led to this being pitched and contracted out were from the very inception, from the very moment this game was doomed. And, it's not to say that no studio could have understood the assignment better, that some other developer couldn't have been the one to have this fall in their lap and done something better, markedly more improved, more in line with Silent Hill. But it would still lack a little bit of that magic. It was still always going to be uh, a second run, a second pass, a third party reinterpreting that source material and trying their best to riff on it. And at a certain point, some franchises are better off just ending. Is something, that I've always long held, is that sometimes a story is told,
Hmm.
sometimes a story is finished and done. Sometimes you can be done with something and just be like, wow, that was a satisfying ending. And Silent Hill 3 is probably the ending that Silent Hill deserved, and the direction they should have continued to go in was more stuff the likes of Silent Hill 4, where it's just side stories, things that are ancillary, not dealing so much with the order and whatnot, getting away from that shit. And this game's uh, want, desire, mandate, whatever it was, to jump right back into that world. It's like Tom Hewlett said, "Hey, we already played the story out in the previous game. Silent Hill 1 through 3, they already told the story. The order, it's done. We already got that stuff squared away. We don't need another angle on it. We don't need a continuation on it." And then no one listened to that man. And we got this. So, yes, Johnny, I believe I understand your frustrations fully now. I understand why you have been so down on this game for so damn long and then sought to bring it to the show. Because if I were a bigger fan of Silent Hill, if I were someone who really invested myself in this world and this lore and and the the through lines between games, even ones that venture outside of the order dynamic, this would just be such a fucking wet fart and disappointment and deeply frustrating in ways that I can't begin to articulate, but I hope that you will when your turn comes here. So that's my 2 cents. Sharky.
The first thing I was thinking was like the first thing that came to mind was didn't understand the assignment, but I don't think that's correct. The more I think about it, I think they understood what they were trying to do. It's just that the vision of what they wanted wasn't that great to begin with. Because like I think they were going at this through the idea of like trying to course correct, because they were like bizarro kind of things that did get cut, that they did move on to go like, no, this doesn't make sense. Like, why? Take that part out. And they wanted to like pay homage to a lot of things, clearly, but did it in the sort of way that just kind of shoving in reference for reference sake. Like they wanted, it seems like they wanted to do their own story, like take it out of Silent Hill, find like a new city, and say like, oh, okay, what is the effects of Silent Hill? How does that spread outside of Silent Hill? Like how has that affected like the wider world, starting from like slightly outside the town? But everything still has to come back to Silent Hill. Literally at the end, it goes back to Silent Hill. But also, obviously, Pyramid Head. Hey, why are we bringing him back? Like, it's tired. It's the old thing that everyone says, but like, yeah, why is Pyramid Head here all the time? Why do we have to keep having these references? Why do we have to do like the Silent Hill 3 confessional scene again? It just seems like there were definitely people on here who were clearly passionate about what they were making, and that passion, I think, maybe got out of hand at a certain point. Um, what else? You know what? Actually, Johnny, can you put me down for a second, because this makeup is actually giving me a rash.
Oh, sure. There you go.
Let me just.
While you're taking care of
okay,
that, I just want to say,
back.
like, what is like the A plot, B plot of this game? What is like the actual intention of the story? What story did they want to tell beyond like the story of like the cult and the order and whatnot? What is this story about? What does it symbolize? What is the meaning? What deeper story did they want to tell here?
And the story was like about finding Josh and like him dealing with the trauma of accidentally killing him and like suppressing it, and that's like very unimportant at the end of the story. Like they don't really like, they show that it happened, and that's kind of it. It's just like the fact that he has like repressed these memories is just real matter of fact. Like, yeah, and he repressed the memories. That's it.
Well, you say that, but what I'm driving at is actually what Carmen is joking about here, which is that it's a story about family, and that's what makes it so powerful. That is, like the B plot, or like the message of the game is to do with generational trauma, is to do with sins of the father, is to do with the burden of previous generations being passed down to the new one. Like that's the actual, like that is what the story that wanted to be told. through the machinations of the plot. That's why we say like A plot, B plot. Like surface level plot versus like the actual like intentionality of it. And so I think, they did a bad job telling a generational story. They clearly had like, the kids that as the bosses. You can see it manifested through that. But then they also have the weird pregnancy angle that sort of plays into it, sort of kind of doesn't. It's kind of its own thing if you really think about it. Like pregnancy is a whole other different type of story and symbolism that you can pass through. And sorry, I didn't mean to cut into your time. It just occurred to me that like just how bad this game was about
Right.
like
Well,
delivering on that.
I was gonna get to that because as far as like the actual like plot of the game goes, like it does seem like by the time you're starting to get to the end of the game, it feels like Act 2 is starting. Because you're picking up like little bits of it, but it's coming in so slowly. And like it's the thing is like I feel like the story ends up being pretty obvious. Like it ends up being obvious real early on. Like I feel like you could really easily tell the moment that you're like looking for Josh and he is just like not responding. It's like, oh, he's fucking dead. He's been dead forever.
Mhm.
Like we were never looking for Josh, the real living Josh. But yeah, it's just the story. Either it's predictable, and it takes way too long to like pick up any sort of steam. And there's not enough time. There's not enough coal available to burn that steam to like make a satisfying story. It's just like yeah, whatever. Like I don't know, generational trauma, whatever. Boss fight. Here you go.
It's so shoehorned in, is what you're getting at. Is that it's so
Yeah.
last second as to feel like it
The
was the last thing they thought of.
the plot feels like it's second to hey Silent Hill. And yeah, also the fact that we didn't need that much info on the cult. We didn't need to expound upon that quite as much. Like we didn't need to know about like their HR protocol. Like what are we doing with that? As far as the gameplay itself goes, it's like I kind of like the dodge thing they have going. I like a more active combat system in general, just in terms of it being fun to play. This didn't seem that fun to play, just like looking at it. But I don't know, it felt real by the numbers to a point where it felt like a saltine cracker, kind of. Actually, maybe that's not fair. I kind of like saltine crackers. It felt really just bland. Like, okay, yeah, like run to these places, do that, hit that. There are very few puzzles that feel like real puzzly. Like a lot of them were just sort of like, I don't know, if I hit these buttons enough times, eventually, like it'll solve itself.
It's very paint by numbers.
Yeah. So I don't know. It just when people say it doesn't feel like Silent Hill, I think it's that it doesn't feel special. I think that's the thing. This doesn't feel particularly for a series that has captured a lot of people's imagination, that has really like entranced people with its setting, with its story to seem real special. This game does not feel particularly special. I think that's it for me.
Let me say one more piece, Johnny,
Yeah,
just
go
to
ahead.
buy you another second here, which is that, man, oh man, deciding your endings in the last fourth of the game, that everything, because of the way this is so poorly paced, that all the decisions you make are made in the very last minute. There's a grand total of 3 of them that determine the ending, so that the endings all happen at the same point in time is just so fucking lame. And I know, like, structurally, that is how some previous Silent Hills do it as well. But like, you're still making decisions throughout the course of those games, going on side quests and side missions, effectively things that are optional to guarantee one ending or another. Right? I'm thinking of Silent Hill in the what do you call it? The thing that you splash the
Oh
feet.
yeah,
The
You know what I'm
antidote thing.
Yeah, no, pretty
Thank
much
you,
all of
yes.
them you have to do stuff throughout, aside from 3, because 3 has a very definitive ending because it's the story they wanted to tell. But yeah, 1 through 4, there's multiple things that affect the ending, not just
So I think for me,
hard button choices at the end.
I think for me, if I were to play script doctor here, I would have this is my idea. This is my pitch. This is how I take the idea that has been presented here. I have been saddled with the high level plot in this scenario. Writer's room. I have to make it a story about the Order and about child sacrifices and about playing as this guy looking for his brother. Okay. I would have decisions that you make along the route of the game, interactions with your brother or other family members. I would have you inform what kind of guy Alex actually is. Is he the bully that we saw in that boat scene? Is he actually a soldier? Is he actually a mental patient? Things that you could have as variables that could be set by actions you perform in the course of the game, building up to the ending, and then having the ending play out based off of the Alex that you brought to the dance at the end. And so I can imagine an ending. We talked about the good ending before and like what we could add to it. And for me, I think what would have made a really interesting good ending for this game, or at least some sort of alternate ending, is an ending where it does turn out that Josh was the sacrifice and that the reason why your father raised you to resent him is because of his own guilt. That in this path, whatever would lead to this, whatever conditions would lead to this, that your father is sort of almost not redeemed necessarily, but he basically, like, in a last conversation with you, confesses, like, I wanted you to fucking hate me because I knew what I was going to do to your brother to ensure your survival and mine. So I feel like I don't deserve your love. And that could have been a moment between those two characters. And that could have been in a route where Alex did go off to war to try and please his father in some way, to try and make his dad acknowledge him and respect him. And then to have that revelation hit him would have been a way to take these elements and marry them into something that actually had something to fucking say and that actually made you think twice about these characters and whatever judgments you had of them building up to that point. So to me, that would have been a much more interesting ending. And you could spin that into a good ending or even to a bad ending, depending on actions taken and whatnot. But again, these are just ideas bouncing around my head. I'm always wanting to like be scripted. I'm always wanting to fix these things. I always see like where things fall apart, where they fall short, and I'm just like, well, here's what I would have fucking done. And I feel like that's a pretty good fucking pitch, if I do say so myself. I feel like it's a pretty good idea for something I came up with in the last 5 minutes. So I just wanted to get that out there, basically. All right, Johnny, go ahead.
All right. So first, I wanted to tackle this, presuming this is the first game you played in the series, and I think most of what Cash said about that in their segment, even though you know the other games, but covers mostly what the experience would be like in their first time playthrough, because regardless of your knowledge of Silent Hill or not, the level design is very boring and linear. The areas aren't that interesting to look at outside of some of the nightmare aesthetic. The combat, if you try and play it how it's meant to be played, is awkward and clumsy and breaks. So you end up just doing what I did most of the playthrough, which is just stun locking enemies, because it's that or you get stun locked by the enemies, as we saw happened today. And yeah, and even without the pre-existing knowledge, like maybe if you just were very unfamiliar with writing in general, you would not make the same predictions about, oh, it's Alex was meant to be the sacrifice, Josh is dead from the beginning, you're not a soldier. Those are almost like jokes you would make playing this game in the start and going like, what if the twist was you were never a soldier? That'd be like it's so on the nose that you assume it's not true. And I think even I'd be surprised if someone, even without Silent Hill knowledge, would not pick up that that's like the most cliche on the nose twist you can do. But that always seems to be, talking to people, that always seems to be the plan. Now, getting into the bigger, as a Silent Hill fan, and then just like look at this game technically, is like, yeah, doing that history section was such a revelation because it really exposed how little direction developer and team had. Like, not having a producer who was much involved, having to try and get hold of original developers to work on the game, not having a leading voice, you know, the dumb term for it's like a lore keeper, but anything like that, you know, having to outsource writers to even do the bulk of the writing and things like that. I'm not, you know, now that I know all that stuff, it makes total sense why this game turned out the way it did. But because you're 100% right, like, you know, there's only so good just outsourcing to studios, and this was a game that was apparently outsourced to a studio based solely on that real-time transformation tech, and it is kind of cool looking, but this game is a technical mess as well. You know, like the frame rate is so inconsistent, it directly negatively affects the gameplay, it makes inputs getting eaten, like, you know, combat actions like dodges and attacks not coming out because you're pressing the button when a frame's being deleted, or trying to open the inventory and you can't, all that kind of stuff. Like you mentioned, you know, like gameplay isn't like the highest on people's level things they like about Silent Hill. I definitely think those games are better than people give them credit for, but I definitely say like Silent Hill 3 is probably the one you could go back to just for the gameplay. It's like easily the worst aspect of this. Like the people who think Silent Hill's meant to play badly, I don't know, play this game then and tell me how fun it is playing a game that plays this badly. And to be fair, we got lucky. This game is also really prone to crashes and progression blocks that we managed to avoid. The Shepherd's House, that nightmare scene, there's like multiple progression block glitches that can happen, and Silent Hill, the town parts especially, will just freeze. That might have been more of an issue on PlayStation 3, to be fair, but I've heard reports of it happening on 360 as well. And it's also just visually so inconsistent. Like it's a weird thing to think about back when you go back to it, because Silent Hill was made by a smaller team. They weren't like the biggest production team at Capcom, but they knew how to get the strengths out of the platforms they worked on. So games like Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, and even aspects of 4 aesthetically look amazing to this day. This game, it's all over the place because its assets feel like, some of them feel like very blurry and like would have been in an early PlayStation 2 game. Some of them are higher quality. Like the faces look better, but then the animations are worse than Silent Hill 3 even. And you know, like even when the game can look good, because like I think some of the fog stuff looks good, it's just game undermines its visuals all the time by just like zooming too close into stuff. Obviously, all the issues with the cutscenes that happened, and then the way the lighting will bug out, the way water will bug out, which is a reoccurring theme in this game. So it was a thing to maybe get right early on. I want to, you know, I was the one playing this, so I have to cover the controls. This is, I'd say, probably the worst control in Silent Hill. I actually do have arguments about which one is worse when we get to Downpour as an overall game. But this game controls so poorly. This weird first-person controls in third-person never feels right. You just feel like you're constantly fighting against the game to get Alex to turn. Like, if you're watching this game, you might have noticed that I was moving around almost solely by walking and strafing. Like, not really turning corners. Or if I was doing turns, they're like really wide ones. Or I was stopping and turning because that's faster. And like, you don't want that in a game with you've got like over the shoulder camera and you're trying to avoid enemies. And then, as I mentioned, those combat issues. But even like little stuff like those weapon wheel and item wheel menus are real finicky. You can accidentally swap to items. Your left stick input to select an item will carry over to gameplay once you select an item. The UI in the puzzle will change between puzzles, and they do this awkward dual stick control that doesn't make sense. Where it's like, oh yeah, the right stick will select parts of the puzzle, and the left stick up will rotate them left and right, and stuff that's like, it's stuff that I would not expect to get into a final pass of a game. It feels real janky, like hacked together controls at times. And it's a weird thing to say, like, oh, the puzzle controls in this game suck, but they're that bad that I feel like I have to highlight them because they are infuriating just to do like basic menu navigation. And yeah, as I've mentioned a few times, like the level design is so linear. It feels like these areas might have been built to be more exploratory, but the progression throughout almost every area is walk forward 50% through the level, and then walk backwards a little bit, and then go forward again. And in some cases, you'll even have an NPC directly following you or opening and closing the doors for you, like in the prison. Like, there's not even any exploration of areas. You are just being guided. Like, this could have been a game where you were strapped. It could have been a roller coaster with, like, those, like, roller coasters where the story's happening around you. It's almost like that at points. You're doing so little in these areas beyond just forward progression and nothing else. And then, yeah, the big part of the story, because, story is a big part of what people come to Silent Hill for. And there's all the specifics I got into, how the story doesn't work within Silent Hill. If you pay attention to any of the machinations of this cult stuff, it doesn't really make sense. The stuff about the kids not being indoctrinated really came to my mind when I started playing through the Fatal Frame games, because they do that storyline where the kids are indoctrinated, and it makes way more sense. But just also in a grander sense, like, this game just feels like a Western Hollywood gore blockbuster take on Silent Hill, which is like not what you would want out of a Silent Hill game. It's it's a lot of the same faults that the film has, and it's just a Western take on things. Yeah.
So what you were saying there is like, yeah, that real end stretch of the game was really getting to like Saw territory of like, yeah, this doesn't really even thematically fit with what Silent Hill used to be. It's like just getting gore porny.
To the point that they were at some points like almost scene for scene copying stuff from Saw and Hostel. Like real on the nose stuff. And I think that comes through in the writing, in just that it's all flashbang, like big reveals at the end. Like, whoa, you weren't a soldier. Whoa, Josh is really dead the whole time. Whoa, these families have been doing these evil killings the whole time for a nebulous reason we don't flesh out properly. And it feels more concentrated on that than the subtleties that makes a Silent Hill story work. A big thing I want to touch on, we've mentioned a little bit, is the theming of things, is that I also don't think this game has anything to say thematically. Like, what's the message this game has that hasn't been covered before? Like, cult indoctrination is bad. Yeah, well, we've played Silent Hill 1. Or, the older generation, like, forcing their will onto their kids. Yeah, well, I've played Silent Hill 1 and Silent Hill 3. And, living in denial of the bad things you've done in life. Oh, well, I've played Silent Hill 2.
If they had stuck with the soldier thing, they would have had, another hackney thing is like, PTSD. Soldier dealing with PTSD and whatnot. But, at least that's at least a little more unique than some of the other ones you presented.
And you see that in the opening that is copying that scene from Jacob's Ladder, which is, about an army vet. And I think if you'd gone that route, you could have done something interesting, though. I think most people would have just expected a Silent Hill 2 twist to come out of it, because as soon as you make that intention clear, then you've kind of, it's an all-knowing thing. But it doesn't feel like it's, it feels like the intention from some people on the team was this kind of greatest hits. Like, what's the recognizable Silent Hill thing? Like, that almost feels like that's how the development started. It's like, what do people think of? Pyramid Head, fog, cult sacrifices, secret child killings, and amnesia, and like images of dead loved ones, and it's just all bam, bam, bam of all those key things, and not because none of those really are what makes Silent Hill. They are the parts that Silent Hill uses to make its incredible storytelling and imagery and stuff. Whereas that was all on the back burner. The monster designs weren't even paying attention to the story. They were just, they're meant to look cool. They're meant to kind of evoke Silent Hill designs, as opposed to what this story is about. So, and it is funny that the movie came out and the developers were told to take some influence from it, because it has a lot of the same failings of just, this is so superficially a Silent Hill game. Like, it's, in the most literal sense, it's like, yes, it's got fog, yes, it's got same kind of monsters, yes, it's a survival horror game, yes, it's got Pyramid Head. And
it'd be like if the latest Monster Hunter game took its cues from the Mila Jovovich movie.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Monster Hunter World did have that crossover with the Mila Jovovich movie.
Hell yeah.
Let me have my bit.
I'm just saying, your dream game has come true already. Anyway, go on, Johnny.
Yeah. I don't know, it's almost like, I don't want to say like a fancy restaurant, but like if you're a fan of a particular kind of cooking, like Italian, traditional Mexican, and then some average guy's like, well, I could get those ingredients and just cook them together, and that's as good, right? Like, yeah, I'll just get some Mexican spice mix and beans, and whatever I come up with, it will be the same as authentic cuisine. And
the grocery store flour tortillas, yeah.
Yeah, that's what this game really is at the end of the day. As mentioned, you can tell that people on the team did have a love for the franchise, but it's definitely like a fanboy love, and that comes through, I think, in the writing as well, with how much callbacks and references and returning. Because it's not just Pyramid Head returning, which, as I mentioned, the dev team, some of them were excited for. Like, I even asked David Frieders, like, is there any regret around that, considering how contentious and that was during development and how negative it is afterwards? And he seemed to convey the idea that, like, but that we thought it was going to be great because it's that cool thing to see his character again. But even the story points, like, oh, we're doing this cult thing again, we're doing this character thinks this person's alive who's not Finn. It feels like they thought that those kind of moments were like pop off. Like, oh, fans are going to go crazy when we do this thing. It's like, oh, remember that from Silent Hill 2? This writing trope in this trope. And, like, no, that's not Silent Hill. Silent Hill 2's story is actually, like, very basic and unoriginal. It's all storytelling. It's all presentation and environment design and how all the pieces are put together. Silent Hill 2's story is just, oh, it's all in your head, Luigi. It's not actually that deep. It's the things around it. And it's
the investment you have
that.
in your character.
Yeah.
It's the investment you have in his plight, in his mission, and the way he interacts with the people around him that informs said character.
Yeah, and I wanted to, and specifically on that, because the cult stuff, I know there's some Silent Hill fans who can't stand the cult. They would rather have never been in the series in the first place. That I don't agree with that.
Hey, that's me. That's me.
But, if you... I feel like this game has that design where they're trying to do both things, so if you didn't like one, you would latch onto the other. I mentioned, again, all my issues with the cult stuff, but especially with the Josh stuff as well. Silent Hill 2 did such a great job of establishing how much James loved Mary and the kind of relationship they had without ever showing it. Like, they don't do flashbacks. You don't go, oh, I love Mary so much. Flashback, here we are on a park bench, like, looking in each other's eyes and stuff like that. Like, it comes through in the performance, in the writing, and how the ends that James justifies going on to potentially be reunited with his lost loved one. And it doesn't quite work the same here, even though they are trying to copy the same patterns. It almost feels like the reason Alex cares for Josh and the player should care. It's like, well, it's your younger brother, so you're supposed to care. Like, I don't get that same justification of why Alex should care so much. In fact, with his backstory and that little scene we got at the end of him being a little dickweed on the boat, it seems like he hates Josh. Even though Josh seems to like him and the parents did a very bad job of separating them. It doesn't... You don't really have any compelling reason outside of just, well, you got to protect the kid, right? You got to protect the kid because it's a kid.
That scene is the only insight we get into their relationship, besides the one where he passes him a flashlight.
Or
the only two
radio.
You know why?
At all.
You know why? Okay, this is the most cynical point of view I could have about this, but you know why they might have done that? Because if you look at Silent Hill 2 completely uncritically, and you go like, well, James says he loves his wife, but he ended up killing her, so he must have hated her. So we do the same thing. Alex says he loves Josh, but if he kills Josh, he must have hated Josh.
Yeah.
So we reveal it that way.
Yeah,
that's the most cynical, possible way to read into what they might have been reading into.
I mean, I see people read into Silent Hill 2 that way. Heck, I've seen people recently read into it that they think Angela is a horrible person to go through the events of Silent Hill 2. It's like, wow, you really did not pick up on that story. and you know, that's the curse of Silent Hill, is that there are a lot of people who love this series that don't necessarily pick up on the story because the writing was always a bit ethereal. There's a lot of misdirection. The games would mess with the player. This game really does not mess with the player in the way that Silent Hill used to. The most is like every so often a gory body or an enemy will jump out of a loud door and it'll make a louder noise than normal. And that's
or a gun will be floating in midair when you load your save.
Well, as far as I know, that's not intentional. But you know, hit me up if that was a spook you planned.
You finally made it, friends.
Oh, welcome, Raiders.
Thank you, Retrill. You've joined us at the very end after we finished the game. I'm sad to say, but we're giving our final thought on
I want to check
Silent Hill, the
one
Homecoming.
More thing. I knew I'd have a lot.
Well, just for the sake of those joining who missed, let's start our half-hour discussion of everything over again.
Okay, right. Well, I loved it.
Yeah, it turns out it was a hidden gem, and we were all very surprised. Yeah, Johnny, what were you pulling up?
I'm just going through some notes I wrote to see if there was anything specific I would want to mention. Oh yeah, it's stuff I brought up in the playthrough. You know, like the QTE stuff is really annoying. The weird fake traversal stuff of having to constantly duck under, slide through, button press stuff, which again adds to this game's whole like roller coaster. I'm not really playing it. I'm just going through the motions feel, and just the tonality of the combat. Even as a survival horror game, like it's so cheap that the way it's a survival horror game is, oh yeah, Alex can only hold 2 additional boxes of ammo, even though he can hold multiple melee weapons and photos.
Well, if he had actual soldier training, he'd have learned how to carry more.
Yeah.
They explained it. They justified it in lore. And by the way, Redrill, I know that pain. We've done that too many times too. I'm sure we'll continue. The chain tonight too of rating someone who's is just wrapping up their show.
And the big thing as well, I think we have to cover, it's like it's not a scary game. It does so little to scare people. It feels like it thinks just the premise of Silent Hill and the monsters is scary on its own. And it's like, well, no, because the enemies don't really do anything scary. The enemies are like too clear, like they're too clear or obvious in their design. There's not many enemies. There's maybe like 1 or 2 enemies, including bosses, where you look at them and you're like, I don't quite know what I'm looking at. There's like vague ideas. There's a quote from the making of a Silent Hill 2 DVD from Sator, who was like the character designer and CGI lead, and it's like one of the big creative directors, talks about the idea of evoking the ideas of sex and death without directly showing them. And you know, the great example of that in Silent Hill 2, that infamous scene with Pyramid Head trying to shove the bodies down the sink that everyone assumes was meant to look sexual in nature. And this game seemed to have kind of knew that idea, but not really, because it's just like, well, the nurses are sexy, and then there's all these enemies that are like bondage looking, or they're about pregnancy and reproduction, and it's very on the nose of like, yes, we get it, these are about sex. There's that weird crawly enemy that has like the vagina face and all that. It's all
of which kind of has nothing to do with the actual plot of the game, because they were made before, with no consideration of what the plot was going to be.
Yeah, but just it's like there's not much I can think about this game where it's like it's ever scary. Like even the quiet moments like leading up to scares just end up being more boring in this. Because Silent Hill knew when to turn off action, where to play with making you feel safe, and then suddenly you're not safe anymore. And it doesn't work here. I can't convey quite as well. It might just be because this feels so much more gamified than Silent Hill used to feel. So you could kind of tell, like, okay, well now I'm onto this segment, so now I have to worry about being in danger and having to care. But considering how Lilia Finn's in this kind of Western gore over shocking horror, over the subtle implied horror, just ends up like it's not a scary game. It's just it's not. I have a hard time imagining it, and like the music tries. I don't think it's an outstanding OST from Akira Yamaoka. I get the feeling, much like Silent Hill 4, he was probably, and based on what I've heard, this is true, was working in isolation, mostly just being given cutscenes and assets to look at and then make his own stuff, and then the developers would have to fit it over the top. That's the impression I get from his music, and some of it feels a bit but not cliche or redundant, but like it's stuff we've heard before, like some of the same motifs or rehashed stuff. Yeah, there's like even some like the game over sound for Silent Hill 3 I think was being used in cutscenes near the end, kind of thing. Like it's paint by the numbers, as we said earlier. Like and that's the best aspect of this game. Is like, yeah, there's some genuinely decent music in it, but it still feels like a major step down without the passion that Akira Yamaoka was putting in when he had that same creative team being involved with his work and directing him on. So yeah, I can't recommend playing this. I find a really hard time pulling out any positives. It felt like it had some potential in that like first hour or two, where less was known about the story and it was more mysterious. But it holds off too long, and then when it does get into its story, it demystifies things in a way that doesn't make them interesting. And like the only fun I see people getting out of this game these days is that people have found very consistent ways to glitch through pretty much every locked door and solid wall. So you can beat this game in like 30 minutes if you know what you're doing. And people have fun doing that, and that's probably great. But like, yeah, even if you're curious, I would really be like, you really don't need to try this one. Like, I don't think, fulfilling the curiosity is like, well, people say it's bad, but really, like, it's. I don't think you'll come out feeling enlightened. You'll just be like, well, that was a waste. I should have done that. And I think that concludes all my thoughts on that as a little rambling.
So I have one more pitch. Tell me, Johnny, tell me, Charky, if you think this would fix the game. It's one simple fix. What if the rumor come out, does Alex Shepard is gay? Does that fix it? Like that one fucking person on the wiki speculated. What did
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, look. When I made a blue guy.
We can play woulda, coulda, shoulda all day here. So.
Yeah, I mean, legit. I think it's a series that, despite appealing to a lot of LGBTQ plus people, it is absence of stories that have elements specific about it, and I would love to have seen that.
At least it would have been something.
Don't know if this team.
Something.
Yeah, don't know if this team would have been great at covering it. Because even the basic stuff of like I know it doesn't seem like the biggest thing to you, but just the way this stupid split off cult sect works, where they have to sacrifice kids every 50 years, but that doesn't account for if you can't have kids, or if you move away, or if you only have daughters. Like, how does that work? And why don't you just indoctrinate kids so they go along with this willingly, instead of this weird, like, oh, I'm gonna, like, neglect my kid so he won't like me, so I won't feel that bad when I kill him, and all this stupid stuff. It's like, it boggles my mind in a way that makes me annoyed. Like I can't convey, but you can probably tell in my tone of just how much that stuff annoys me. Like, even if you try and dive deep into this and get something out of this sort of cult, and I think you could have done that story interesting. Like, if they were further separated from the town, and it was like, it was
a million monkeys with a million fucking typewriters. Yeah. Someone, like, in some reality, could have written something.
Yeah, it's like, hey, after Silent Hill 1, we split off from the cult because Silent Hill 1 is where everything the shit hit the fan. But then someone from here did lament the old days, and then that's how the god could have been brought back. And maybe that would have been Josh being the sacrifice or what, and that could have been interesting. Or if they'd leaned more into that the this whole protection ritual was a facade. It's actually you've been cursing yourself the whole time. Would have been an interesting ploy, but there's nothing in the text to support that. That's entirely like fanfiction at a point, which is a shame, because that could have been a direction to take it. But yeah, I think with that then, that summarizes all my thoughts. I'll probably still moan about this game from time to time though, so hit me up if you wanted to hear me continue.
More than fair. Well, on that note, thank you for tuning in to this, our Silent Hill Homecoming playthrough. Thank you, Johnny, for bringing it to bear, bringing it to the table, bringing us to the conclusion here. Hot damn. What a mess. Glad we played it, though. Glad we had a chance to dive deep on it in the way we try to here at the Bad Game Hall of Fame. That it got the stream treatment. Silent Hill Downpour when?
Yeah.
We're gonna take a year before we get back to that, I think.
Yeah.
All things in due time, folks. So hey, that is officially now the end of our Spooktober festivities, since this one dragged out a little longer due to having to take a day off, a show off. But glad to have it done. Glad to have it on the record, and glad that y'all saw fit to join us, to watch along, to experience this with us, through us. Thank you, folks. I suppose we should take a look at the stream schedule, and then I do have some notes on it. This Thursday, November 6th, was meant to be a playthrough of The Immortal with a special guest, Slow Beef. We're still doing that. It's just not this Thursday. Scheduling conflicts arose. We will be moving that to sometime next week, either Tuesday or Thursday of next week. So I apologize for that. I apologize for building that up. You gotta wait a little longer for that one. But when we do it, boy fucking howdy, is that gonna be a romp and a half. Johnny, are you feeling like this Friday? Are you thinking Dead Rising chop till you drop?
I like to, but I don't want to promise anything until I'm 100% sure. But we'll make sure to update on social media if I'm able to. But fingers crossed, because I am getting there.
Oh, I should have also said that for Thursday, even though we don't have that original show plotted, we're gonna come up with something.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out for Thursday. We always figure something out on the Bad Game Hall of Fame. Saturday, November 8th, also still a pending slot. We'll still stream something. We always figure things out on the Bad Game Hall of Fame. Monday, November 10th, casual Mondays, as per usual. Not so bad games, casual banter. You know the drill by now. Which will bring us to Tuesday, November 11th. Hey, surprise, nothing planned yet. But don't you worry, folks, because here at the Bad Game Hall of Fame, we have a bit of a promise. Is that we're always streaming something. We'll figure something out. And the same goes for Thursday. You know, one of those days will be The Immortal, with any luck at all. So that's a look ahead. Hey, folks, if you like what you saw here tonight, you might consider joining our Discord server, discord.gg/BGHOF. That's short for Bad Game Hall of Fame, BGHOF. Join a community of connoisseurs. Talk bad games, good games, every game in between. Things that aren't games. Talk about burgers and fourth meal. Talk about your favorite burger toppings there. Keep that conversation going and share your McRib thoughts and every other thing we mentioned earlier in the show. How do you take your coffee? So on and so forth. And hey, Bad Game Club for the month of November. Johnny, hit him with it.
Well, the thing is, it is a secret that Mylon asked me to not tell. Ah, shit. Well, I've spilled the beans now. It's Mylon's secret, specifically Mylon's Secret Castle for the Nintendo Entertainment System, a very famous and infamous bad game of obtuse and confusing progression. It's celebrating its birthday this month for the Famicom original release, so I thought that would be a timely one to check out, and again, it's such a notable name that's been covered by so many of the gaming sphere. So yeah, come check it out and see how far you can get without a guide.
that, and please consider joining, folks. Bad Game Club, every month a new game for folks to play and commiserate over. And if you don't like this game this month, and why would you? It's My Own Secret Castle. Apparently people really like My Own Secret Castle. Apparently there's people who are mad that we've chosen it as a bad game. And to them I say... anyway, we'll have a new game next month. It's a new game every month.
Also, make a case. We love to discuss that kind of stuff.
Yeah, if we're being diplomatic, if we're trying to actually invite conversation and people to participate. In any case, consider joining for things like that. And if you really like what you saw here tonight, you might consider financially supporting the show, subscribing on Twitch, pledging on Patreon, becoming a member on YouTube. Any or all of the above will grant you access to our Patreon Saints channel on the Discord, wherein you can vote in polls to determine our playthroughs, make suggestions to help steer the direction of the show. I always blank on this one now for some reason. My brain is fried, folks. I believe it's something to the effect of gaining exclusive content. That's what I'm looking for. VODs and the like, and we're working on expanding those offerings. And, also be appreciated by us. Know that we will recognize you and thank you and appreciate your help and keep the lights on at this enterprise that we put on, this Bad Game Hall of Fame. If you can't financially support us, though, believe you me, we completely understand. You may instead consider something you do for free to help the channel out is to go over to our YouTube channel, go to our suggested viewing playlist. It's 20 handpicked episodes we've selected to serve as onboarding onto this show of ours, and sharing those videos with folk who you think might be interested in that sort of programming, the sort of programming we put on here at the Bad Game Hall of Fame, or maybe someone who is convinced in their heart of hearts that Alex Shepard is gay, and you can send him this playthrough, and then they can have that debunked, that notion dispelled in real time or what have you. We leave it to your discretion, dear viewer. Who we rating? I think I know.
Yep.
Link to the Pabst is currently streaming. I want to get this stream title in full and correct. Ahem. Dick Cheney Arc Raiders Memorial Stream, Zoran wins, Woke wins, and then a bunch of exclamation point for their stream or stream bot stuff, whatever.
Yeah,
anyway, yeah.
Perfect.
By the way, congrats Zoran on winning. Right Man won for a change. Love to see it. Hallelujah. And fuck you, Dick Cheney, you ghoul.
The moment I went, I was up at 5 in the morning, and I saw the headline about Dick Cheney. And the first thing I did was I went into YouTube to see if there was a Eurobeat remix up already. It wasn't. I was too soon.
All things in due time. Anyway, send a raid that way. Let them know the Bad Game Hall of Fame sent you. So on and so forth. That will do it for us here at the Bad Game Hall of Fame. I have been... You can never go back home, Cassidy.
I've been... a pipe, Charky.
And I've been the manifestations of your mind, Johnny Baghead.
And on that note, bye!
Good night, everybody.
Toodles!